Getaway on the White River. 870-431-5202. That's 870-431-5202. Or learn more at Gastons.com. Gastons, a first-class time, every time.
I want barbecue that's sliced thick, smoked long, and so tender it melts in your mouth. Sides that will fill me up like a twice-baked potato, baked beans, hand-cut fries, okra, Texas toast. You know what I'm talking about? A restaurant where the whole family can go and get a great meal for a great price. Where the owner actually comes to your table to make sure everything tastes great. I'll tell you what I want. I want Jerry Neal's.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, plenty of sunshine. Our high this afternoon in the mid to upper 80s. Clear to partly cloudy sky tonight. Overnight low in the upper 60s. On Tuesday, there's a chance of a few stray showers or storms across the north. High temperatures mid to upper 80s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The building will catch him. 70 yards on the touchdown.
Listen to every Razorback football game this season right here on ESPN 95.3 and hitthatline.com. KERX Paris Fort Smith. The Bud Light Countdown is on. Arkansas football begins in 89 days. Coming to you live from the Crabtree RV Center Studios. Broadcasting on ESPN Arkansas and streaming on hitthatline.com.
Here's Jones on a keeper. Over the 40. To midfield. There's Jones. May take it to the house. He's done.
There's another try by Aloy. He hits it high in the inner straightaway center. Laviolette watches it get out of here. Gackle sets a deal. He struck him out swinging. And this one belongs to the Razorbacks.
Be with everybody today. Phil Elson live in studio next to my partner Matt Jones, looking across at the recently highly educated Christian Johnston, who I think enjoyed his homework over the weekend. And Matt, we had a successful weekend of baseball. Great weather. I don't know if the weather's going to be great for a super regional, but we know it's going to be home at Baum and back to where the Razorbacks should be, which is winning home regionals. And it's not necessarily you got to win them in dominant fashion, but I felt they did win it in dominant fashion this weekend.
Happy Monday. Yeah, I hope everybody had a wonderful weekend. Most baseball I've watched all year, so let's go baseball. Champions League final was on Saturday. It was pretty come see, come saw. It was 5-0, man. It's like one of the biggest blowouts. It'd be like that, the Cowboys over the Steelers Super Bowl, or it just wasn't it wasn't much of a contest.
I don't remember that Super Bowl though, leading to riots in the streets.
Yeah.
My goodness. They know how to celebrate a championship, don't they? In Paris. But we're not ready to, just quite use the word celebrate. Just kind of look at what happened over the weekend at Baum and be thankful that Arkansas makes it through with a lot of the rest of the teams in the SEC either gone already or biting their fingernails right now. The Razorbacks and the Auburn Tigers are the only SEC teams to make it through a home region or any sort of a regional right now. And, Matt, it's totally different than what happened in the NCAA men's basketball tournament. Although, you're going to have teams that get knocked out, and it's not necessarily that you're not about to have 4 teams maybe in the College World Series. But my prediction that you could have 6, that ain't going to happen. You had 13 get in, 7 of them already eliminated, and that includes the number 1 overall seed Vanderbilt, the number 2 overall seed Texas, Vandy didn't even make it to the regional final, which is historic. Texas loses to UTSA twice. I think that's historic too. And right now the Razorbacks, I'm here to tell you, are the favorites the rest of the way as the top remaining seed and a team that looked pretty darn complete over a regional weekend in which the starting pitching looked outstanding, with the exception of Aiden Jimenez, and that's something to discuss as we go throughout the week. But if you were worried about starting pitching coming into the weekend with Zach Root and Gage Wood, two of those guys were incredibly good. So, I mean, we want to use the word complete, right? That's the word that a lot of other pundits are saying about this Arkansas baseball team. The most complete team in the country when they're on. Well, guess what happened this weekend? They were on. And what's a complete baseball team? A team that not just able to score runs, but score runs in lots of ways. Now, this team did it mostly through the home run this weekend. A team that will make the plays in the field, a team that can overpower you potentially on the pitcher's mound and at the plate. And that's what this was about. It's a heck of a lot of fun too, man. And I think I felt that tension on Friday and certainly on Saturday, because it was the Saturday winners bracket game that had done the Hogs in the last 2 years against hot Big 12 teams. And you had a Creighton team that, when I watched them on Friday night against Kansas, and I thought Kansas would win that game, Creighton just hit rocket after rocket after rocket. And you know what they didn't do against Gage Wood? You know what they didn't do against Zach Root? They didn't hit any rockets. There were a couple of them. You know, that's going to happen. But for the most part, they just couldn't match up against the Razorback pitching. It was very impressive.
Was that the most? That's a Barry Sanders amount of strikeouts, right?
20, yeah.
It was so sick.
20 strikeouts last night. Not even, and here's the impressive aspect of it. Not only didn't they walk a batter, there wasn't even a 3-ball count until the 9th inning. I mean, that's total, utter dominance. That means you're in and around the strike zone, and those batters are ready to hit.
He was
but they
very
can't catch
democratic
up.
with the strike zone, very liberal with that. When Arkansas was pitching, I saw homie look kind of at the camera. He was like, "Yeah, I can't believe he gave me that one." And hey, I'm not going to complain, because you know what happens in football? We don't get a lot of calls in football. They give them to the other team. So I could see that it seemed like there was two different type of strike zones for both teams.
Well, it was. No, I don't know if I saw two different strike zones. I saw some strikes go to Arkansas. Yes, and there were some complaints coming out of the third base dugout yesterday. But
if we'd have been playing Tennessee, their coach would have came out at least 7 times.
He'd have come out in the first inning.
That's right.
He'd have come out in the second inning and the third. We get a chance to watch Tony tonight. Think there's going to be some tension in Knoxville? Does it matter who they play right now? I mean, in your head, you'd love to see. I think I'd love to see them play Tennessee, just because there's just an incredible amount of intensity between Arkansas and Tennessee when they match up in the regular season. I've never seen them play in the postseason outside of the SEC championship game in 2021, which was really intense, and supposedly for a game that doesn't matter at all, right? You don't need added intensity for a super regional. Tennessee is amazingly talented, but I don't even think they're going to win today. I don't think they're a good team. Good team meaning know how to win baseball games. They've had one winning weekend in the last, I think, 6 or 7 weeks, and I don't think they're about to have one either here. All I know is that if Arkansas plays up to the level that we saw this weekend, they can beat anybody. They can beat anybody. And here's the other aspect, too. Anybody can get beat in this tournament, which means that if you don't play up to your best level, well, then you can lose. Just look, there can be conversation and opinions and everything about, did Vanderbilt deserve to be the number 1 overall seed? And they're the first ever regional team to never make it to a regional final as a number 1 overall seed. But that team won a heck of a lot of baseball games in the end of the year with low margin. I mean, they played winning baseball, and they just couldn't hit this last weekend. Couldn't hit at all. You know, they got a little bit unlucky. Did anybody feel bad about a book rule double that bounces on a spongy surface? If they choose to have that surface, well, you kind of know what happens. And they end up leaving the winning runs on base. Very entertaining, though, Matt. And look, I'm not here to wave the conference banner and root for the other teams. I think, and I still think, no matter what happens in this tournament, the SEC is a higher level of talent and a higher level of baseball than any other conference in the country. But guess what? I'm rooting against them all, aren't you?
I only root for the Hogs. I don't really root against anybody else. And we also got the NBA Finals set that's going to start Thursday. So this will be the 7th year in a row that you've had a different NBA champion. Talk about parity. Talk about what you're looking for.
Is that good for the league? Is parity good for the NBA? Because when I think of massive amounts of interest, it's in dynasties, which right now you don't have any of that.
Oklahoma City's the youngest team to make it to an NBA final since 1976. So we might be watching a new dynasty right in front of our eyes.
Did you think you were watching that in the early 80s with the Celtics and the Lakers? They both had dynasties. Did you think you were watching that? You did think you were watching that when Michael took the Bulls to the NBA Finals for the first time. Everybody thought they were about to watch that, yes. Think the same thing with Kobe and Shaq?
3 in a row.
Yep, you certainly did think that might be the start of something special. The Warriors, when they first won a championship, did you think that was the start of an incredible run? What about the first Spurs title?
They did the San Francisco Giants thing there. They won every other year or so. I don't know that they won back to back. The Warriors with Kevin Durant, when he showed up, you're like, how are they ever going to lose a single game? And then somehow your boy King James and Kyrie Irving hit the biggest shot of his life, and they were able to get one. I think that game 1 is going to be so important. If Indiana, injuries.
OKC has home court, right?
Yeah, injuries matter. But let's just say everybody has all their bullets. If Indiana can win game 1, they have a chance to win the title. If they don't win game 1, I just don't see any way that they're going to be able to string multiple ones along. So game 1 is the most. I think 78% of the time, the team that wins game 1 ends up winning the series.
I think you could say the same thing about a super regional.
100%.
Yeah.
Even more because there's only 3 games.
Right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. Last time the Hogs made a super, they won the first game against North Carolina and then won the second game too. Before that, NC State win the first game blowout fashion, lose the next 2. So we've seen it right there in front of us. Matt, before I forget about this, I saw one of the craziest plays that I could ever imagine in any sport. And I guess I've never seen this in baseball before. Did anybody see, you probably have on social media, the Oregon catcher in the Women's College World Series that was hit by a chunk of dirt in her eye that started off of the pitcher's cleats? Now, this would never happen in baseball because the pitching motion is completely different. But the softball motion, I mean, that right foot might come up a little bit earlier. And so this chunk of dirt flies off her cleats. The pitch hits the dirt in midair on its way to the plate and explodes the dirt into the catcher's eyes. I knew what it was because I'm reading about it and then I watched the play. But if you're watching the game live, you would have thought, did she just get stung by a bee? I mean, what happened to this girl? That was one of the craziest things I've ever seen, Matt. It almost reminded me of who was it the offensive lineman
from the Browns?
Orlando Brown, right, when the official threw the flag and hit him in the eye. It's just totally fluky. But I
see it happen in golf some. You when you swing down on the ball in the ground and then dirt to get up in your eye.
You've actually gotten dirt in your eye from a golf swing?
Well, I don't swing. The classical sense of a golf swing is not my swing. So
okay.
Who knows what I'm out there doing?
Yeah, I'm too busy swinging and missing at the golf ball to be able to hit a chunk of dirt.
It's
up
not
in my
a
face.
shovel, okay? It's not a shovel.
It's fun to dig, though. I do enjoy digging. Those crooked sticks are pretty good at getting all the way in there. Halftime on this Monday, lots of baseball. I want to talk to you about this team. For anybody that was a naysayer, are you still a naysayer? Do you believe in this team right now? Because from what you've seen over the course starting from February the 14th to right now, do you believe what you saw? Or is there still those nerves in the back of your mind that they're not as good as what we're saying they are? 877-377-6963 is our Lewis Automotive hotline. We'll have calls and texts coming up all throughout the show. Just 2 guests today. Connor O'Gara, Saturday Down South, 115. Mike Irwin, Pig Trail Nation, bottom of this hour at 11:30. And we're right back on halftime after this.
I think it's your girlfriend called.
Text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963. Lewis Automotive Group, home of the Lewis Guarantee.
Listen to every Razorback football game this season right here on ESPN 95.3 and hitthatline.com.
Valley Family Dental at the entrance to Riley Farms provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. General dentistry, braces, implants, same-day crowns, and cosmetics. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nice work to give all of their patients a better life with a better smile. Valley Family Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A at the entrance to Riley Farms. Let them know you heard this on ESPN Radio and receive $300 off a snore guard. Valley Family Dental, 479-226-3500 for an appointment or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
Bred for the mud. Kawasaki Teryx KRX 1000 and Teryx KRX 41000 lifted edition side-by-sides come factory equipped to dominate wet and muddy conditions with ITP cryptid mud tires, elevated dual snorkel air intakes, and Fox 2.5 LSC piggyback shocks. This edition is purpose-built for more mud-slinging good times. Now, weather doesn't stop the adventure. It inspires it.
Wheeler Power Sports in downtown Fort Smith, keeping the good times rolling since 1967.
It's almost summertime. That means barbecues, graduations, weddings, and gathering with friends. River Point Wine and Spirits has all your favorite party supplies. You'll love our clean, organized store, full of all the best liquor, wine, and beer. At River Point, we're a family-owned business where customer service is always our priority. Your journey, our spirit. River Point Wine and Spirits, Grand Avenue and I-540.
Forest Grid Incorporated, a company known for paying top wages and benefits, has immediate openings for equipment operators, pipe layers, concrete finishers, and laborers. For nearly 90 years, Forest Grid has built the foundations of the River Valley, and now you can become a part of that legacy. Apply now from any device at GoForestGrid.com. That's GoForestGrid.com. Do you finally want to get paid well for your work? Do you want to work for a company that treats you like family? Apply now at GoForestGrid.com. Forest Grid Incorporated is an equal opportunity employer.
Family, that's what sets us apart. Crabtree RV Center, founded in 1950 by E.J. and Aline Crabtree, family owned and operated, serving Arkansas for 74 years.
I've been working full-time here at Crabtree RV since 1996 after graduating from the University of Arkansas, where I'm proud to carry on my grandparents' legacy.
I know if Mom and Dad could see Crabtree RVs today, they would be so proud.
Crabtree RV Center in Alma, making your family's dreams come true for over 70 years.
The Solid Rock has been locally owned for over 46 years. When was the last time you were there? So much more than a bookstore. They have Christian t-shirts, church supplies, Bible studies, devotionals, home decor, gifts, and of course, a large selection of Bibles. And Bibles are engraved free of charge while you wait. Now, you can get custom laser engraving on select gift items and some Bibles. Located next to Sam's Club on South 74th, The Solid Rock is your source for faith-based books, music, clothing, and more. The Solid Rock, 452-4844.
Every Thursday, take a trip down memory lane at Joe's Grill and Cantina. Joe's is bringing back the flavors you loved from Cuco's, the beloved restaurant that once called this place home. Join Joe's Grill and Cantina for Throwback Thursday and savor classic Cuco's dishes. It's the taste from the past with the vibrant atmosphere of Joe's. Don't miss out on the reunion every Thursday at Joe's Grill and Cantina. Come for the food, stay for the memories. 3400 South 74th Street, across from Harps.
Nothing will keep us together. We can be there forever and ever. All we can be just for one day.
Make sure to follow Halftime on Twitter at HitThatLineAR and on Facebook and Instagram at HitThatLine. Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 79 years. Home of the Lewis Guarantee.
Now back to halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
Throws a drive by Helfrich. Line drive deep to left. Got a chance. Get out of here. Helfrich hits another one. Boy, Ryder is just on fire. 13th home run of the season. It's his 5th over a 10-game hitting streak. The 3rd bomb for the homer and Razorbacks today to make it 6-0.
Good choice of song coming back here talking about heroes because Ryder Helfrich is the Fayetteville Regional most valuable player or player of the weekend. I don't remember exactly what it is, MOP, but he was the best hitter in a weekend where the Hogs had plenty of them. Logan Maxwell, Cam Koziel, Eva Aloy at times. But when you have a catcher that hits the way that Helfrich is hitting, you've got something special. That doesn't happen with all the really good teams even. Catcher is a defensive first position. You just hope the guy's not a zero at the plate. We've had some teams where you've had a really good catcher defensively. It might not have been a 0, but might have been a 2 out of 10 or a 4 out of 10. Ryder Helfrich right now is about an 8.5 to 9 out of 10 offensively. He's called a really good game. I love the idea that he and Gabe Gackle grew up together playing for the same team in Southern California, and then they get to finish yesterday's regional final, and they'll, of course, be a battery in the Super Regional coming up. Speaking of regionals, there are 6 games on the docket for today. All are regional finals. 2 o'clock, North Carolina taking on Oklahoma. You got 3 games starting at 5 o'clock. Murray State and Ole Miss. Southern California, Oregon State. Wake Forest, Tennessee. That's on ESPN2. We'll all be watching that. 8 o'clock. I don't know if you've been a Trojans fan. I used to work for the Little Rock Trojans. I will be wearing my Trojan gear tonight at 8 o'clock when they take on LSU. And at the same time, Miami and Southern Miss. Little Rock, Matt, you asked about who the Cinderellas can be in this tournament last weekend.
They got a chance.
There is no better Cinderella right now than Chris Curry's Little Rock Trojans.
They're going up to Goliath. Huh? This is David versus Goliath.
That's exactly what it is. I mean, you got a program that had never won an NCAA tournament game against the team that's won more natties since the SEC, really turned into a big-time baseball conference in the 90s.
And
yes, this is David and Goliath.
Arkansas is actually paired with them. If their regionals paired together, so if both teams somehow made it to Omaha, they would play. First game.
Hey, people, why did they not send Little Rock to Fayetteville for the regional? Well, because they're going to play in Omaha. That's why. Of course. Let's go to the phones. 877-377-6963 is our Lewis Automotive hotline. Let's talk with Brent first. Brent's been on hold for a little bit. Brent, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Phil. I am outstanding. How about you and Matt?
I'm reflecting that for you, yes.
I just want to tell you, Phil, I owe you an apology, and I'm going to try to hook up with you this weekend at the Super Regionals to give you your hat.
Well, we've been trying for something like 2 months, so hey, it'll either happen or it won't. But either way, the Hogs are going to play baseball, and I feel pretty good about a trip to Omaha.
Either way, you will get your hats, whether I have to deliver them to Fort Smith or mail them to you. And Matt, you're going to get yours. But Phil, let's talk about this regional this past week.
Yeah, let's do that.
Total domination by the Razorbacks. It was men against boys. Total domination.
The funny thing is if you were to look at the ages of some of the players, it was Creighton that were the men. I mean, there was some older guys on that team, guys that played at Division II, guys that were JUCO players, and some that had been at Creighton for 4 years in some cases. So that was an older team that the Hogs did, and I think the word could be outclassed. And it's not like Creighton's a classy program. Ed Service runs a great program. I mean, that's the host for the College World Series. And they handled themselves really well. They completely outplayed Kansas. That was really impressive watching them put on that rocket display Friday night. But I just don't think they'd seen anything like the pitching like the Hogs had. And I'd said coming into the weekend that one of the big aspects of this Razorback team, Brent, is that the pitchers, this pitching staff, throws strikes. Creighton, Kansas, they need their walks. They need their hit by pitches in order to create something. And they just didn't get any of it. Well, of course, we didn't see Kansas. Creighton didn't get the walks and the hit by pitches that they needed because that's not what this team does. And when you're around the strike zone as much as they were and you strike out as many batters as you did and you didn't even get to 3 balls most of the time, get a load of this. Brent. After Aiden Jimenez was finished with his start Friday, Arkansas pitchers faced 88 batters. They went to 3 balls on 7 of them. You're not going to lose a series. You're not going to lose a weekend. You're not going to lose games when you have a strike percentage thrown like that, and the strikes that these guys throw are quality strikes.
Hey, Phil, if I'm not mistaken, did we not get to a 3-ball count until the 9th inning last night? Is that correct?
That's right. I mean, I keep the accurate count for every at-bat in my scorebook. There was no 3-ball count until the 9th inning yesterday. You sometimes you think, well, they struck out 20 batters. All right, so they probably walked 8 or 9. Yeah. No. Not only didn't they walk anybody, they didn't even go to 3 balls until the 9th inning. Now, look, if you play Tennessee or Wake Forest, you're pitching against a different brand of hitters than you just saw. I was impressed with some of the Creighton hitters, even some of the North Dakota State guys too. It's a step back up. I mean, it's kind of right where you were with the caliber of teams you were playing in the SEC in the last half of the season. Wake Forest looks like they're that good, so I wouldn't expect that kind of dominance. But there's a reason why this team looked as dominant as they did on the pitcher's mound, Brent, because their stuff is legit. They can pitch to anybody.
And I must say this: yesterday was a great day to be a Razorback baseball fan. On top of the Hogs' victory, okay, the 2 smartest baseball coaches in the world, according to Mike Rooney on ESPN.
I know exactly who you're saying here too. I know who you're talking about. But I know I'm going to let you say it. I know the coaches you're going to say.
We got that old man that coaches third base over at Vanderbilt, Jim Corbin. He looks like he's about 85 years old. And then we got the greatest baseball coach of all time, Jim Schlossnagle. I don't ever know how he loses a freaking game. And they just got schooled. Vanderbilt was a fraud, number 1 seed in the NCAA tournament. Total fraud. Texas wasn't much better. Everybody thought if Ballou came back in right field, that was just going to make them a whole lot better. It didn't make a difference to them. Go home. Chris Del Conte, you hired a loser to win a championship. And he said, "Gig 'em Aggies."
He did.
On the TV last night.
Matt, this was hilarious. I'll play it later on because we have 3 of 3 down with Dr. Charlie Liggett in a little less than an hour. And there's, all the head coaches do the interviews in the dugouts, and Schlossnagle's wrapping up his interview, and he ended it with a very quick gig 'em and then realized what he said. He had forgotten who he was coaching for at that moment. It's like, you realize.
Jackie Moon.
You know who signed your paycheck, right? You remember that whole thing that went down a little less than a year ago, Schloss. By the way, I thought you were going to say Jay Johnson, Brent. I thought you went with Corbin, but either one of them just works just fine. That's right.
No, I'm going to tell you, I'm a big UALR fan, former Razorback. Evan Lee is the pitching coach at UALR.
Yeah.
He did a magnificent job last night, only giving up 4 runs. Let's go, Chris Curry. Jay Johnson, you shouldn't even be in this situation if you hadn't been determined to play the Razorbacks starting at 9:58.
Well, and what this does with this regional, you think about how LSU is built. They're built more for series. They're built more for supers than they are regionals or even Omaha, because their strength is the 2 starting pitchers, Anderson and Ianson, and they won those games. But if you don't win that third, who's you going to start next? You're not going to start either one of those guys because those are prospects. You're not going to risk that. LSU's in trouble today. UALR could beat them.
I hope so. I hope because I was listening on my way back from Fayetteville because I left before the game started. I had 8:00 was just too late for me to get back home, and Tennessee and Wake Forest. Wake Forest is a darn good baseball team, aren't they, Phil?
Yeah, been for a while. I mean, it's been a really good program. They just haven't been able to break through to Omaha, I think, ever. But they've come close. I mean, they were number 1 a couple years ago for a good long while. That's a program that Matt Hobbs came from. It's ACC is a good league.
If I'm not mistaken, Chris Lanzilli came from. Was he the one that came from Wake Forest?
That's him. Yeah, remember? He's the guy who pulled up at the parking lot at the stadium shop the other day, Matt. Chris Lanzilli. Started his career at Wake Forest, ends up at Arkansas.
I heard that on the radio. But, hey, Phil, I'll let you go. Have they found out, have we announced what days the Super's going to start?
No, I think it'll probably all be announced once these regional games are done today. And this all has to do with what side of the bracket starts first in Omaha. Because, you have one side of the bracket start, I think, Saturday, the other side starts Sunday, and it all matches up with what Super starts on a Friday or a Saturday. So I'm not sure what side of the bracket this is on for Arkansas, but we will know later tonight when all these regional games are complete. Appreciate you, Brent. Good to hear from you. 877-377-6963 is our Lewis Automotive hotline. And here's Cecil. Next up. What's up, Cecil? How are you?
Hey, fellas, how y'all doing? Long time no see. Hey, I just want to say something about the NBA and Oklahoma City Thunder. Mr. Matt Jones, my homeboy, that it will be a sweep. Get your brooms out. If it's not a sweep, they're going to do it in 5.
A gentleman's sweep.
They can't match up. They ain't deep enough. Indiana goes like 8. And Oklahoma City can go all the way down to 13. So, and all of them are good. They got a lot of talent on that team, and they so good that they have to get rid of some players, but they can get Giannis if they really wanted to. It wouldn't really even hurt the team. They definitely would have to get rid of some players, but they can do it. They one of the teams can do it, but they're not. Pressing ain't gonna do that. They got a long time coming to winning. And SGA, Matt, did you know SGA played for the Wings?
I knew he was traded for Paul George from the Clippers when Oklahoma. That was one of the best trades.
No, I said no. SGA played here in Arkansas for the Wings.
Yeah, no, I never saw him play. I knew he was at Kentucky.
Oh yeah, I was shocked. I think he played with Gafford when for the Arkansas Wings. Whoever that coach is, I mean, he's coached a lot of talent on that team. He's been around for a long time too.
How many do you think Oklahoma? I know, I mean, they haven't even got one yet. But when you're looking at how young this nucleus is, and if you got to get a little lucky, Oklahoma City, are they a next dynasty? Could they win 3 in 5 years?
They could. Honestly, I mean, is a dynasty like 4 wins?
I think if you win 3 titles in 5 years, I think.
Rings.
Well, here's the thing, though. I mean, did we kind of go into this season thinking that no one was going to touch the Celtics?
I thought it was. We thought it was going to be the Celtics on one side, and in the West, there's about 6 teams that you like.
Matt, you know I didn't say that.
No, you didn't say that. I said that.
No, you said that, Matt.
Yeah, you've had
But
Oklahoma
you know
City
I didn't
since
say
the
that
jump.
about Boston. Huh?
You've had OKC since the jump.
Yeah, but I'm talking about in the East. I said Cleveland, but you kept saying Boston. And then Boston really, they're going to do a lot of things now because your boy, that injury he got, that's hard. You can come back, but you'll never be the same player. Never. Especially getting the ball all the time like that. You might could play on the team in limited minutes, but playing all the time like he always do and getting the ball like he always do, that's over with. I hate he got hurt. I really don't care for him. But I don't dislike him, though. I just don't like the way he plays. So he's not a player that I favor. But I hate to see a player get hurt like that,
Hey,
fellas, I just wanted to tell,
Who's Oklahoma City's second best player? Is it Jalen Williams or Chet? Like, if you're saying who's their second best player?
It's Jalen Williams. No diggity, no doubt. And then Chet, he's good. But he has a lot of learning to do. He can't dribble. He tries to dribble, and he needs to gain some weight. He tries to dribble, but he's a good player. Don't get me wrong. And Presti sees potential in him, so that's why they got him up there like that. But Oklahoma City is loaded. What's the left hand guy name that comes in? He's about 6'7". He comes in and he comes right in and hit. I mean, he comes in and do his thing. He don't play much. He got a beard. I got to look at the roster. But Isaiah, man, he's another one. He's getting $48 million, $12 million a year for 4 years. He ain't been playing much, but Isaiah came in and hit 11 points in about 3 minutes. All of them, and you sitting on the bench all game, and then you come right in hitting. They got a bad team, man. They still have draft picks from Kevin Durant and them doing all that trading and moving around, and then they got all these players are young. They ain't really got to pay nobody for a few more years, you know.
Cecil, we got to run. We've got Mike Irwin coming up here. Always appreciate hearing from you. Thank you very much. Let's break. Mike Irwin, Pig Trail Nation after this.
Exclusive coverage at the Fayetteville Regional, presented by the Stadium Shop on Razorback, Arvest Bank, and Shelter Insurance agent Chris Dooley.
I mean, you couldn't ask for a better series than what we got right here.
At Arvest Bank, we believe in supporting growing communities. That's why we're committed to putting home ownership within reach. Whether it's your first home, a fixer-upper, or your forever home, we have a variety of loan options to help make your dream home a reality. Because everyone deserves a financial partner who cares. Arvest Bank. We believe. Equal housing lender.
Today is the day. After countless hours of research, cutting back expenses, and 9 months of
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas. More than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
Mandy White Perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got crappies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite. White perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Don't take less when you can have it all with Taco Bell's $5, $7, and $9 Luxe Cravings boxes. There's the $5 Classic box full of craveable faves. The $7 Supreme box for your swankier side. And the $9 Cantina Luxe box has a whole world of tasty indulgences, including the slow-roasted Cantina Chicken Burrito. Get Luxe for less with the $5, $7, and $9 Luxe Cravings boxes at Taco Bell.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and just getting started.
Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
Relax in our comfortable lounge, and when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
Roback's got the gear for your perfect summer days.
East Coast summers living on the run. Now the beachfront nights, fireflies and thunderstorms. Won't you kiss me, darling? Tell me that you're gonna stay. Yeah. Give me those East Coast summers, Maryland to Maine. Now the seaside.
Shop polos, hoodies, Q-zips, and much more in the American Summer Collection at Roback.com.
Roback made finding the perfect pair of pants or shorts much easier. They're a clean fit with comfortable premium fabric. They look great on and off the golf course. So shop at Roback.com for the Delta pants and shorts.
Get 20% off on your first order with the code RUSH25.
BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for all your sports betting action. Baseball season is in full swing and we're into the NBA and NHL playoffs, and BetOnline has more ways to stay in on the action with the latest odds, news, and scores, even live in-game betting while the games are being played. With the largest selection of odds on everything from the MLB, NBA, NHL, and UFC, BetOnline remains the best online source for all your sports wagering information. In between games, head over to the BetOnline Casino with all the top Vegas-style games, including poker and live casino. Bet online. The game starts here.
Where I fear we're facing a problem. You love me no longer, I know, and maybe there is nothing that I can do to make you do. Mama tells me I shouldn't bother, that I ought to stick to another man, a man that surely deserves me, but I think I do.
Welcome back to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones. Got a question or comment for the guys? Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 79 years. Home of the Lewis Guarantee. Let's get back to the show with the voice of Arkansas Razorback Baseball, Phil Elson, and Razorback football legend Matt Jones.
Headed to the Lewis Automotive Hotline, Pig Trail Nation's Mike Irwin joining us on a Monday morning. Good morning, Mike. Had a great weekend, man. How was yours?
Well, weird. Honestly, strange. I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, how weird is baseball? I mean, okay, Texas wins the SEC in their first year in the SEC, and they're all happy about that. What does that mean right now? But it's gone. Vanderbilt wins the SEC tournament. They get the number one national seed, gone. It just out. I remember talking last week about how if Arkansas advanced to Omaha, they could be looking at 5 SEC teams on their side of the back bracket, and there could be 5 on the other side. Well, 3 are gone and 2 more might be, and right now we only know that 1 is in for sure on the other side. So, and what if neither one of them get there? I mean, the SEC took a hit, guys, and it's probably not going to happen. But after all this talk about the SEC dominates, and it's not just, this has been going on in football, it went on in basketball with all this talk about how good they were, and then you get to postseason play, and all of a sudden, it starts looking a little iffy.
Well, basketball, the SEC actually, I thought, competed very well for the number of teams that got in. Things changed for football. Obviously, haven't won a national title for a couple of years. Do you think that what we've seen in the tournament in these regionals this past weekend is indicative of the SEC just falling, or is it just one bad weekend?
I just think anything can happen in baseball. That's what I think. I don't think this means Texas is not good. I don't think this means Vanderbilt's not good. It just, you have to do the right things at the right time. And when we're talking about Arkansas, we looked at that regional last week, and it was like, well, this could be kind of scary, and I think some of that was just knowing what had happened the last 2 years. But honestly, there wasn't a whole lot of drama to this thing. I mean, they just went about their business. The closest game turned out to be the North Dakota State game. They got better pitching than I think anyone could have hoped for. I do think the week off helped, just playing in that one game in the SEC tournament and resting all the rest of your pitching staff. I think that helped. But they had to respond at the plate too. That's what I said last week. This team has kind of had a thing where, okay, we pitched well this week. Oh, but we didn't hit that well. And then it reverses or whatever. You got to do both from here on out. And at least in the regional, I thought they did both.
Yeah, I thought they did too. And what I thought I saw this weekend was a team that was playing at their best. You got really good starting pitching. You got relievers that were throwing a ton of strikes, overpowering quality strikes. Guys put together really good at-bats, 1 through 9 in the order. They made the plays in the field. I mean, what you saw was a team that played at a championship level. The secret sauce is how do you keep playing at that level? You're talking about Vanderbilt was playing at a really high level, and then they end up falling out of bed over the weekend. You just never know when those things can happen.
Well, there's just so many things about, I go back to that 4th inning with Gage Wood, and he was rolling, and then all of a sudden, he thinks he's got a strikeout to end it, and then he gives up that base hit, and then he plunks a batter. And I'm sitting there thinking, you got to pull him. And he's up to 60 pitches. and then he gives up this home run, and I'm sure half the fan base was thinking, DVH has done it again, left the guy in too long, and what does he do? He pitches 2 more innings, goes up to 89 pitches, and retires all 6 guys. And now all of that's changed, because now Gage Wood is not a 60 pitch guy. Now when you need him to really be able to go 89, 90 pitches, 100 pitches or whatever, he's proven he can do that. So, what could have been a disaster and everybody's second guessing DVH, now it looks like, wow, he really knew what he was doing. That's just baseball. It goes like that. I mean, I was sitting there watching a game with a guy that's really down on Behiva Eloy, because he says, man, every time the bases are loaded, every time he gets up there and he does this or that, and I think it was the first Creighton game, and then he hits it's the first of 2 home runs, ends up with 5 RBI in that game, and you think he's just swinging for the fences too much. You don't want him up to the plate when the bases are loaded, where men are on second and third, and then boom, there it goes. It just changes all the time.
I think a huge aspect to why the team came on, and look, those last 3 weeks in the regular season, you go 6-3 against those teams, even though they lost a series at LSU. 6-3 against those 3 teams, I think, was impressive. And a huge aspect of that, and a huge aspect of this weekend, is Ryder Helfrich's hitting. When you have a catcher, who is good defensively. And there's room for improvement with Ryder, but he's really athletic. His throws were on the money this week, and obviously he works with the pitching staff really well. But when your catcher is a threat at the plate, and he's moved all the way from 8th in the batting order to cleanup right now, I mean, now you're talking about something different. When you have threats at the plate, up the middle, catcher, second base, shortstop, center field, and they have it, that's a separator, Mike.
Yeah, he ended up being the MVP of the regional for a reason. And if I look up and down that lineup, I don't look and say, man, that guy didn't have a good weekend. They just all kind of contributed. Maybe not all in every game, but you had balance. You had good pitching. I mean, that pitching job last night was amazing with those 2 guys. I mean, they struck out 20 and walked nobody. Wow, that's unbelievable. So, again, you keep that up, you're going places. You could win it all. I mean, there's a reason why it's really strange to listen to all these national analysts who I'm used to kind of them disrespecting Arkansas a little bit. And I keep hearing over and over again, they got the best shot of winning it all. And I think they're looking at all these things. They're looking at the pitching and the hitting and the defense and saying, this is a complete team. So, yeah, maybe this is it, guys. Maybe this is the year.
Maybe so. Mike, one of the things I noticed you ever go watch a high school game and see the varsity play the JV and just notice how much bigger the other players are? We look like we've been in college off-season workout. I mean, our baseball team, we look bigger. We look stronger than the other teams we play.
Yeah, especially Behiva, when he stands up there, my goodness, the guy looks like a linebacker. But you're right. I mean, they're just physically Arkansas. This is Dave Van Horn's recruiting, and this is the development. They got that development center over there, and they use it. And so, there's always something that can go wrong, but they're on the right track right now. And as frustrating as it's been over the last several years with Dave Van Horn having that label as being a guy that can't win the big one, this may be it, guys. I don't want to jinx them, but they're looking pretty good right now to me.
Yeah, I think they're looking really good too, and I think they'll look really good this next weekend, whomever it is they play. Mike, sorry about a bit of a short segment, but we're up against a break, so we'll leave it there. Always appreciate your time, and we'll talk about it next week. Maybe it'll even be a game day. Who knows?
See you guys.
You got it. Mike Irwin from Pig Trail Nation with us every Monday morning on Halftime. 877-377-6963 if you want to react. That's our Lewis Automotive Hotline. Stay with us. Wrap up the first hour right after this.
We joke, we can call me a sleepless tuna. But you guys know that you guys are like family to me.
This is Halftime.
For 38 years, Mansfield Automotive Park City Auto Parts has been trusted as your one stop for all your vehicle's needs. Key draining your battery? Get a great deal on a Superstart battery and any of the products you need for the do-it-yourself upkeep of your car or truck. When you need work done, Mansfield Automotive Parts City Auto Parts does everything from oil changes, brakes, alignments, diagnostic work, air conditioning, and more. That's Mansfield Automotive Parts City Auto Parts in downtown Mansfield, open from 8 to 5:30 Monday through Friday until 1 o'clock on Saturdays.
Who can you trust to sell your home for the most money with the least amount of drama? You need a team of agents with decades of experience, commitment, and of course, tens of thousands in marketing. I'm talking about the Limbird team. Tara Limbird Real Estate Group has sold over $1 billion in real estate. Tara's team can give you a cash offer in 72 hours or use Tara's high-octane marketing to sell your home quite possibly for thousands over asking. Find out more at LimbirdTeam.com. LIMBIRD.
At Mosquito Joe, our passion is making outside fun again. One of the most popular ways of achieving that goal is with a mosquito misting system. Mosquito Joe misting systems can be installed discreetly around your backyard, patio, boat dock, anywhere you're getting bugged.
The really cool thing about Mosquito Joe misting systems is that they mist automatically every day when mosquitoes are most active. And, if I want to, I can operate the system on my phone with a super easy-to-use app.
Mosquito misting systems. Just one more way Mosquito Joe makes outside fun again.
Visit arkansas.mosquitojoe.com.
Walk-Ons is always a win, whether it's for a post-game celebration, drinks with the crew, or an easy weeknight dinner. Walk-Ons has you covered. Scratch-made dishes, wall-to-wall TVs, craft beers and cocktails. Dig into their mouth-watering menu items like po' boys, gumbo, and voodoo shrimp, plus fan favorites like juicy burgers and fresh salads. Find your nearest location in Rogers, Fayetteville, Fort Smith, Conway, and Little Rock, or order online or in the app. Walk-On Sports Bistro for the win.
Keep your haymaking season rolling with big savings on New Holland hay tools at WT Equipment. Right now, choose 0% financing or cash back on select Discvine disc mower conditioners and roll belt rounders, and save thousands. You'll cut with more confidence, bale faster and tighter, and save for seasons to come. Ask about our industry-leading warranties, too. Hurry into WT Equipment for these ready-to-roll savings. Offer ends June 30th. Capital America LLC approval. Standard terms, conditions, and other restrictions apply.
Arkansas Fuel Injection in Fort Smith reminds you that fentanyl-laced drugs are becoming common. Even a small amount of fentanyl can be lethal, and many drug users may be unaware that their drugs have been laced with it. If you are struggling with addiction, seek help. This from Arkansas Fuel Injection in Fort Smith. Call 800-817-7709, reminding you that the lethal dose of fentanyl is only 2 milligrams. Say no to drugs and yes to life.
Sunday, June 15th is Father's Day, and Jelco Outdoors has hundreds of gifts for those special dads. Special in-store deals on knives by Case, Benchmade, Kershaw, and more. Keep Dad cool with a new cooler by Yeti and Yukon Outfitters. Select hunting and fishing clothing on sale now. New rods, reels, and compound bows would make Dad's Day really special. And Jelco gift cards are always a perfect fit. Jelco Outdoors, your Father's Day gift store. 4600 South Zero in Fort Smith.
Sometimes I'm in a hurry. Stay in the slow lane, buddy. That's when I use the Sodies app to order my favorites and pick up in their drive-thru. They even offer a 10% discount on your first app order. Experience different at Sodies Wine and Spirits off I-540 on Phoenix Avenue.
Every day is worth celebrating at Uncorked. Cocktails, wine, craft beer, bourbons, and unbelievably great food. Uncorked on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodies.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963.
Up, you better get set. Wanna burn up.
Welcome back into halftime, live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
So Matt Seaberger, homework yesterday, 3-screened Three Amigos in the baseball game. What else did you? So we got the text from him yesterday. It was 30 minutes into Three Amigos, his halftime homework for the weekend, and it was 30 minutes of pure laughter. But it was also I got that text in the second inning of the baseball game. I'm thinking, wait a minute, you watch the games, and he's watching his homework at the same time, and yet a third screen up. What was that?
I don't know, man. I was actually kind of felt good about the Hogs. I was in a mood to laugh, and once I see something funny in a movie, it's hard for me to stop watching it.
Tell me a joke. Have you seen the Boondock Saints where he walks in there with his sub and he's like, all right, I hear you're a funny man. Tell me a joke. And then he tells him a joke and he's like, all right, tell me another one. But can you remember, do you have a joke that was funny about the movie?
Well, the plethora, tell me what plethora means. And then I was dying when they all three of them came into that bar or whatever, and everybody was looking at them like they were the what, scared to death, and they and then the three real guys show up after. That whole thing was funny.
I love reliving these movies through, because then I forget the details and I think to myself, I got to go back and watch this thing all over again.
Oh my gosh!
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Maybe another Chevy Chase movie at some point. Yeah. Maybe Fletch. I don't know if you're ready for Fletch just quite yet.
They looked like three complete idiots in those suits.
But I love the idea that he was 3-screening the show and the baseball game and doesn't even remember what was on the third screen. So that's how people do it now, right? I mean, I do this. I'll watch a movie and I'll have my phone up and I'm looking at news or the weather or whatever, but I can't watch two things at once. I just can't pull it off. I can't even watch two baseball games at the same time on the YouTube split screen.
Got to mute one of them for sure. Obviously, I muted the game, kind of watched it, but.
Well, I'm glad you. It almost felt like you realized, oh my gosh, I forgot to watch the movie. I better. But the good thing you didn't Spark Notes it.
No, I wanted to watch it. It just kind of time gets away from you sometimes during this time of year, Phil.
Ooh, Funny Farm. BE thinks Funny Farm could be a good one. That's a Chevy Chase movie. You know what lamb fries are?
Mm-mm.
Have you seen?
Well, think about that, BE. Okay.
Unit.
Boondock Saints.
Have you seen that one?
No, but if it's funny, if it's like anything like the Three Amigos,
I don't think
it's
it is
nothing like the Three Amigos.
I don't think it's anything. I mean,
they're
like
two homies, but like there's not a.
It's not a slapstick comedy.
If you can tell me the name of that cat right now, I will. Exactly. There's a lot of funny. It's really funny.
You see the plane up there? That's a mail plane.
I can't go to the gas station without running into three guys. Didn't
you see the two little balls? 877-377-6963. Our Lewis Automotive Hotline, and now all the Chevy Chase movies just are flying in here. I don't know. We've got to figure it out by Friday.
Get you on the flip side.
We've got a while to worry about it, but it's a good thing you watched it. You're not getting fired today because you did your halftime homework. And we go into the second hour where we are wide open except for 3 Up, 3 Down with Dr. Charlie Liggett. Stay with halftime.
You will never find a boring old burger at Art's Barbecue and Burgers in Fort Smith. Try the Wild West Burger, topped with a hot link, jalapenos, and Art's hot sauce. The Brisket Burger, with tender brisket and caramelized onions on top of their hand-patted burger. Or the famous Art Attack, with house bacon, smoked ham, an onion ring, and a fried egg. There are 10 different burgers to choose from, and they're all $1 off every Saturday. Art's Barbecue Burgers and more. Rogers Avenue, next to Buddy's in Fort Smith.
Greatness doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, focus, and dedication. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that because we put in the hard work and dedication for decades. And that commitment is paid off with award-winning customer service for your auto, home, and life insurance.
Call Ted McAvoy in Van Buren.
Do you need closure on your garage? Call Grit Garage Doors. Whether it's a new door, a squeaky closing sound, a broken spring, or just off track, Grit is who you can trust. With an unheard of 15-year spring warranty option, Grit is the team you can trust. Call Grit. There's no door Grit can't close. Local team, local service with honesty and integrity. Call Grit Garage Doors. 479-430-3667. That's 479-430-DOOR.
Equipment down? Got a leak? Lost pressure? Don't let hydraulic problems slow you down. At Central Hydraulics in Fort Smith, we've got the power to keep you moving. From hoses and fittings to full system repairs, our expert team delivers top quality service fast. Central Hydraulics specializes in hydraulic pumps, cylinders, and custom-built solutions, so you can get back to work. Heavy machinery, farming equipment, construction rigs, if it runs on hydraulics, we've got you covered. Visit Central Hydraulics today or call 479-646-0471 for fast, reliable service.
Luxury is having nothing to do but decide between Taco Bell's new $5, $7, and $9 Lux Cravings boxes, a classic $5 box, or an indulgent $7 box, or the adventurous $9 box. Okay, I'll do the $7. I mean, 9, 5, 7. Wait, what am I doing? This choice is yours. Whichever you choose, get Lux for less with a $5, $7, or $9 Lux Cravings box at Taco Bell today. At participating Taco Bell stores for a limited time only while supplies last. Price of participation varies. Drinks excludes freezes. Tax extra.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, plenty of sunshine. Our high this afternoon in the mid to upper 80s. Clear to partly cloudy sky tonight. Overnight low in the upper 60s. On Tuesday, there's a chance of a few stray showers or storms across the north. High temperatures mid to upper 80s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
I love the horns down. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better series than what we got right here.
Your home for Razorback baseball all season long right here. ESPN 95.3 and hitthatline.com. KERX Paris Fort Smith. The Bud Light Countdown is on. Arkansas football begins in 89 days. Coming to you live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Broadcasting on ESPN Arkansas and streaming on hitthatline.com.
We got a good one tonight. You got a team in here that doesn't respect it. Oh, ask me if I'm all right. Well, can't they dominate? And we not doing it.
We're going to go get one and celebrate on somebody else's field.
Both said you had very motivational words at halftime.
It's halftime with Bill Olson and Matt Jones.
From the bottom of my toes to the top of my head. What's my hot dog? Let's go, man.
The angles were so bad, we showed them at halftime.
What they for one Razorback?
Like, what in the world were we thinking?
It's vintage Matt Jones.
Call or text 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Olson and Matt Jones.
Good afternoon and welcome back in. It's 12:01 on ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com. Oh, I wasn't able to see Burger Movie Unit. You guys did post game last night, right? They do Hog Reaction, Matt, for Razorback baseball postseason games. And if you play, heck, if you go all the way, I mean, if you play every game you can, that would be 5 in the regional. That would be 3 in a super regional. So then you multiply that again, it'd be 8 times. You could play 16 postseason baseball games if you go all the way to the last game of the championship round. That's a lot of Hog Reaction shows to be up at 1:30 in the morning.
I was fine with just 3 because if you lose that first game and you want to make it out of your regional, there's a possibility you're playing 2 a day, and that would have been brutal. 2 post games, 2 pre-games, 2 post games. Yeah, that would have been.
Is there anything that you do when you're exhausted to try to keep yourself awake? Because there's nothing I can do. I just try to drink as much water as possible. If you just guzzle a bunch of coffee, you end up getting really irritable, and I'm irritable enough.
Yeah, caffeine, cold shower. Go in the shower. You get a hot shower going on, get the steam going on, then you flip it to cold for about 45 seconds. Flip it back to hot, then in the 2-3 minutes, do it again. You do it 3 times and let it wait. You'll wake right back up.
You just wait. See, did you see our boy over here with the yawn? Did you see that?
I mean, there's about the third thing you can do is, don't take a shower, don't put on deodorant, don't brush your teeth, don't yawn all day when we're trying to you're just trying to make everybody else sleepy.
So this next weekend, see post game. You're gonna be doing a post game show at 2 in the morning at some point. We've got the weather is not looking very good. There's a better than 50% chance of rain every day in Fayetteville, Thursday through Monday. Now, I'm not telling you it's going to rain every day because sometimes it doesn't work out that way just a few days ahead of time, but we may be dodging the raindrops, which may mean some late nights. So get used to it.
And some long, pre-games and post-games for you.
All right, I wanted to play the interaction with Dave Van Horn and Ed Service last night after the Hogs' final win against Creighton. This is the last game that Ed Service coaches. He's been the Creighton head coach for 22 years. He's a highly respected head coach. He's the uncle of Scott Service, longtime big league catcher and major league manager. I think he's in the Padres organization now. And Dave and Ed coached against each other when DVH was at Nebraska. Just a lot of respect between these two men. But there was another thing that Dave said that is catching some people's attention. Go ahead.
Congrats, man. I wish you the best. I'm not too far behind.
All right, so what you hear there is Ed Service and Dave Van Horn basically tell each other that you're the best. I've always loved coaching against your teams. You guys always play hard and wish you the best. And then Dave says, I think Ed Service told him you're the best. You're the best I've ever coached against, best competitor I've ever coached against, which is a lovely thing to hear from somebody. But then Dave says, I'm not too far behind you. And I guess it's in terms of retirement. Let me just put this out there, okay? Dave Van Horn is about as close to retiring as I am to quitting this radio show today, right now, which is not close at all. This is just what somebody says to somebody after they've retired. And you're maybe around the same age. Yeah. This is just what you end up saying to somebody. Now, if Dave were to say, I'm not too far behind you, does that mean next year? Does that mean 5 years from now, 7 years from now? Here's what it doesn't mean. It doesn't mean he's about to retire anytime soon. All it means is that's what one friend said to another when he's going to retire, and a microphone happens to be there. It's not him giving you a hint.
Kind of make him feel better. I think if let's say Dave has 5 more years, that you could look at it like both ways. Like, that's not that long, but it's also pretty long. 5 years is a long time. So even if it's 5 years, 5 to 10 years, I think we've got Dave for at least 5 more years, probably more.
I agree.
Yeah.
This is nothing to read into, okay? It's nothing to worry about. It's nothing to plan ahead for. It's not to start a conversation about who the next head coach is going to be. Because
what about our assistants? Because this would be the question I have. Whenever a team does good, what happens? Your coordinators leave. What about our pitching coach and hitting coach? Do you not think that one of those guys takes a head coaching job before Dave Van Horn retires?
And I've wondered about that too, because I think Matt Hobbs has been up for a job or two. I mean, when Missouri was hiring a head coach, there would be morons not to kick the tires on Matt Hobbs because he played there and coached there. I think Matt Hobbs is a future head coach. I think the same about Bobby Warnes. I wonder if that's what Nate wants. His brother's the head coach at Baylor. But you're right. Usually, if a football program does really well, is successful in everything, well, then some of your coaches end up moving on. And that's what's happened with this program before. Just look at Wes Johnson and Tony Vitello. I mean, they're head coaches right now. Chris Curry. I mean, Chris Curry I think he was a graduate assistant at Arkansas, but he's the head coach at Little Rock. Dave does have a coaching tree. And those guys, I think, at some point will be part of the coaching tree. But I also think, Matt, I think they really like where they are, the jobs they have right now.
Oh, no question.
And the man that they work for.
That's what I was going to say. I get being a head coach, but timing and being right is kind of like entering the NBA draft. It's just, why do you really want to? You've played there, but do you really want to go be the head coach at Missouri? I mean, are they? It would be like taking the women's basketball job at Arkansas. It's like, we're going to give you 0.3% money. It's like, we'll do it. Well, you're not even helping me. Be like being the Pittsburgh Pirates, where it's like, we're going to draft the best player, then we're going to try to trade him. Are they really trying to win?
Well, I see what you're talking about. It's the idea is that you almost feel like in some cases you're hired to be fired in 3 years.
Well, at least give me a chance. Like at least make it comparable. Like we can't be our women's basketball. Coach Neighbors was just here. We were spending the least amount of money out of every team in the SEC for women's. Now maybe we're spending a little bit more, but it's like you don't even have a chance if you're Missouri baseball.
Remember, we're also in a world now where in college football you've got head coaches leaving programs to be offensive coordinators because they like the idea of maybe a little less pressure. Look, being a head coach is a huge job. That's just a massive amount of responsibility. These guys can do it, but I also think they're very comfortable in the job they have right now. It's not a matter that they can't respond to the pressure. because the wins and the losses and the winning percentage of this program, I think, says they have responded very well to that pressure. They're compensated well. They're allowed to do their jobs. There's nobody looking over their shoulder. And they really have the best of all worlds. The best of all worlds. So does Dave. I think this coaching staff actually stays together for a while until the right job opens up. You know, I mean, Mississippi State, they just hired Brian O'Connor from Virginia. It's now official. National championship head coach is going to be taking over Mississippi State. That's not the place you get your first head coaching job. And that's kind of, you know, what you're wondering about here. Where is it that guys who are great assistant coaches eventually become a head coach? And do you leave the comfort and the money of the SEC as an assistant to take a step down and be a head coach, you know, in some other league that maybe it's a little more difficult to win there with the resources you have? Let's go to the phones. We've got Eduardo the Sherpa here on the Lewis Automotive Hotline. Eduardo, I know you're feeling nothing but digesting Hog Delight over the weekend, right? Your stomach's feeling really good.
Well, sir, feed me more. Because what's running through my body right now is like a bolt of electricity. From the bottom of your toes, I said it before, to the top of my head. And when you talk about Hog Delight, what is Hog Delight? Well, it's performance on the court. It's performance on the playing field. And let me say this. That was one of the greatest pitching. We've had some great pitching performance by pitchers. But I want to say this. I think, woo! I'm talking about it's like the ball had kryptonite as it was released from the arms across the plate. You know, we beat worthy of.
Eddie, something's wrong with your phone, man. Sorry. Not working. But I know where you were going with it, too. They really did pitch well. They pitched really well. Hog Delight this weekend tasted a little like baked Alaska. Nice and creamy, warm, very set on fire.
Very nutritious.
Nice appetizer.
You know what it really tasted like? It tasted like all these Hawaiian chocolates and shortbreads that the Aloy family and the Kudo baseball team that we saw in the parking lot at the stadium shop.
Axe body spray and macadamia nuts. How cool would it be to be 15 years old again, right?
The amount of they're trying to fatten us up. I got macadamia nuts and chocolate. I got taro macadamia nut shortbread. I've got Lilikoi passion fruit chocolate bar. I've got Choco Mochi chocolate covered Japanese rice crackers. I've got pineapple Lee Hing belt. You want to put this around your belt loops, Matt? It looks like you could actually wear it too.
I don't even wear a belt.
Well, you can eat it then. Why not? It tastes like pineapple. Very, very good. Who we got here?
Got Jaron and Greenwood.
All right, Jaron and Greenwood. You're next on the Lewis Automotive Hotline. You want some macadamia nut taro shortbread?
Oh, I'm good. Thank you, though.
All right, I'll eat one for you.
All right, thank you. I was wanting to talk and discuss, who would you rather have Arkansas face this weekend between Wake Forest and Tennessee? I was talking to a buddy of mine earlier, and he said, I'd like to play Wake Forest because they hadn't seen our pitching yet. And I was like, that is actually a good point, and I'd actually like to face them too, though I don't care who. But I'd rather like to face Wake Forest because, there's that mysteriousness of, not facing each other, and then it'll end up being a good one, I think.
What team has the better bats? And I think it might be Tennessee, and so I think I'd want to play Wake Forest as well.
And the idea of seeing the same team, and it's been, I guess if it is Tennessee, it's about a month or 3 weeks since you last played them, so it's fresh in your mind. But it also works the same for your hitters against their pitchers.
We lit the
best
that is
pitcher. True.
Yeah, and they hit Liam Doyle in a way that nobody else did. So this thing does work two ways. There's the other aspect of this is that I don't think Tennessee is a good baseball team. They're a collection of really top-level talent. I don't just really think they're a good baseball team. They don't run the bases very well. They're not great in the field. I don't think they have a really deep pitching staff. They're really scary offensively. They can beat you. They can beat anybody. But I don't think are a very cohesive group. So, I can see your point, but there's just something about First of all, I don't think Tennessee wins today. So I do think you'll play Wake Forest. And the reason is because I don't think Tennessee is really good. Talented, yes. There's a difference between being talented and good. Right now, Arkansas is both.
Yeah. There is one thing. I can see that venue, though, being very electric if Tennessee was to come to town Saturday or whenever they play.
Oh, yeah.
Compared to the Wake Forest one.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be intense no matter what because it's a super regional. But it does get dialed up to 11 when it's Arkansas and Tennessee in a regular season game.
You can hear them about 7 miles away. You can hear the crowd when they roar. I mean, it's crazy intense.
Okay, I'd rather play Wake Forest because that means we won't play 4-hour games. That's a better answer. Because Tennessee, it's like they need a 28-hour day for the style that they play. So that's why I would like to see Wake Forest, so that we're not playing 5.5-hour games. Does that work? I think that works just fine.
Works for me.
Okay, good. See, selfish reasons, because we all want to go to sleep at a regular time, which you're not going to do because it's going to rain this weekend at some point. So just, play the team that might actually move the game along a little bit. Here's the thing. You're going to show up hating Tennessee. I just think it's probably difficult to hate Wake Forest. You just gin it up because you want to beat whoever's you're playing. Remember Crabtree RV Center in Alma. Been serving our River Valley and Northwest Arkansas for 75 years and counting, making sure every buyer and their family get the best RV purchasing experience. Help you choose the right RV. There's personalized financing and a top-of-the-line parts and service department on site at Crabtree RV Center at the junction of I-40 and I-49 in Alma beside the Cracker Barrel, and online at crabtreerv.com. Dr. Charlie Liggett, River Valley Smile Center for 3 Up, 3 Down right after this.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963.
ESPN 95.3 and hitthatline.com.
Hey, it's Matt Jones. Join me, Phil, and Dr. Charles Liggett every Monday at 12:15 for my favorite segment, 3 Up, 3 Down.
Number 3, Dusty Baker has played, coached, or managed in almost 3% of all games in Major League history.
3 Up, 3 Down is presented by River Valley Smile Center. I'm a patient there, and you can be too. That's River Valley Smile Center. When you come here, you become family.
He hit it over the video board. It's swimming with the fishes.
Up to $10,000 off on select GMC Sierras at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The GMC Sierra will conquer the road with confidence. Up to $10,000 off. Or lease the all-new 2025 GMC Hummer EV with hands-free driving assistance and go 0 to 60 in under 3 seconds for as low as $900 a month. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. We are professional grade. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Superior Siding and Windows have been improving homes in Fort Smith and the River Valley for over 44 years. Whether your need is siding, vinyl windows, doors, or gutters, Superior Siding is the one to call if you want it done right the first time. Call 479-646-7888 for a free estimate. 100% financing is available, and Superior Siding has AAA rating with Better Business Bureau. Superior Siding, your first call, 479-646-7888.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging. Is your business's IT infrastructure secure? At Dixie Digital, we provide comprehensive managed IT services to ensure your systems are running smoothly and your data is protected. Combine that with Xerox, Brother, and Epson reliable printers and copiers, and you've got everything you need for success. Call us today at 783-6600 to learn more about our IT services and special offers. Dixie Digital Imaging, your trusted partner for IT and document management.
Colorworks Paint and Body in Barling offers professional automotive painting, bodywork, and fabrication that is unsurpassed in talent and dedication. Owner Andy Harrod uses the latest in collision repair technology to ensure all damage is addressed, whether it's visible or hidden, and works with all insurance companies. Andy and his crew have the experience and commitment to give you complete trust in the repair of your vehicle, no matter the size of the job. Colorworks is located at 1206 4th Street in Barling, across from Dollar General, and is on Facebook, where you can check out their work.
Bodywork. Who can you trust to sell your home for the most money with the least amount of drama? You need a team of agents with decades of experience, commitment, and of course, tens of thousands in marketing. I'm talking about the Limbird team. Tara Limbird Real Estate Group has sold over $1 billion in real estate. Tara's team can give you a cash offer in 72 hours, or use Tara's high-octane marketing to sell your home quite possibly for thousands over asking. Find out more at LimbIrdTeam.com. LIMBIRD.
Have you tried the TGI Friday weekday deals? On Monday, they have 50-cent wings, traditional or boneless, 10-piece minimum. Tuesday, cheeseburgers and fries with a fountain drink for $10. On Wednesday, Cajun shrimp and chicken pasta for only $12. On Thursday, enjoy a half a rack of ribs for only $12. Stop by and check out the weekday deals at TGI Fridays, I-540 at Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. In here, it's always Friday.
Little ball. It goes right beside my window. We left superstition on the roadside. Keep city to go. And they spare us. Yeah, take us now.
You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones. Want to jump in the conversation? Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 79 years. Home of the Lewis Guarantee. Now, here's Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
Widespread panic on a Monday afternoon on ESPN Arkansas means only one thing. We got Dr. Charlie Liggett from River Valley Smile Center with us. It's time for 3 Up, 3 Down.
It's time for 3 Up, 3 Down. Presented by River Valley Smile Center with Dr. Charles Liggett.
3. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. What does 3 up and 3 down mean to you, Airman?
End of an inning, strike 3.
I saw Dr. Liggett yesterday before the game. He came up came up to the booth and said hello. And Matt, I look in Charlie's eyes when I see him at Baum Walker Stadium, and I've never seen him actually I've seen him inside River Valley Smile Center, and I know it's a place that he belongs. But this guy's like a pig in slop anytime he's at Baum Walker Stadium. I don't know if he could ever be any happier than that. You look good, Charlie. How are you?
Well, thanks, man. What a weekend. Oh, gosh, just top to bottom. It was awesome.
It really was. All right, let me start. My first up. See, you got this thing ready? This is to the LSU fan, this kid that was interviewed while LSU and Little Rock were waiting to open up the Baton Rouge Regional on Friday with a rain delay that had no rain.
Where's the lightning? I mean, I don't see it. I mean, it's nowhere to be found. So it's not there. So he should have started it. Just the fact that Jay Johnson, he just wanted to wait. And it's just, he wanted to wait, and he was like, oh, it's going to be lightning. There's no lightning.
Sounded like a disappointed kid. And he knows this is a kid who knows his head coach. He says just because Jay Johnson wanted to wait a while, which is exactly what that man loves to do. He likes to make the opponent wait and wait and wait. Did that to the Razorbacks in Baton Rouge a few weeks ago. We started a game at 9:57, 4 minutes before it would have been too late to officially start a game in the SEC. The man knows what he's doing with this. Now, I'll say this. When it comes to the NCAA tournament, those decisions are not made by the home team. They're made by the site rep, which would be an NCAA, not employee, but somebody that worked in college sports that is a site rep at that point. But I just got a kick at it because this kid, Matt, obviously follows LSU baseball very, very closely. First down, you got this one ready to go to, C-Unit. Does Jim Schlossnagel remember who he's coaching for?
Oh.
Coach, we appreciate it. Good luck today. Thank you.
You hear that? Did you hear it?
Coach,
Little
we
gig 'em.
appreciate it. Good luck today. Thank you.
Yeah, gig him. Now, I've been guilty of this before. The first year I did Razorback games, I had called Travelers games for 14 years. I may have accidentally referred to the Razorbacks as the Travelers once or twice. But I'm also not the head coach, not making millions of dollars for it. And
they're not rivals.
And they're not rivals. Exactly right. I was entertained by this, Matt, and I think everybody else was, even the A&M fans who don't have much to root for at the moment.
I'm here for it. I like it.
All right, what you got, Dr. Liggett? Or Matt, you go next. Go ahead.
Let's go with Champions League final was on Saturday. My first up goes to PSG. They showed up, won 5-0 against Inter Milan. So my first down has to go to Inter Milan. Did y'all not know that the Super Bowl was going on Saturday? And they had lost a couple matches earlier, and so they got to choose their kit. In soccer, you get a home, away, and a third. So jersey, uniform. I guess baseball, you get that. You get the cream every once in a while. So they went with their alternate yellow kit, and it was like, yeah, that was milk was a bad choice.
So it was like a Broncos Seattle Super Bowl.
Oh, it was over from the word go.
Ugly. But did you watch the whole thing?
Every single bit of it.
Because it's the last time you'll get a chance to watch Champions League until next year, so you got to savor that. Dr. Liggett, what do you got for number one?
So that soccer match was before baseball started, and so Matt got me to watch a little bit of it. And that guy for PSG, number 10, he's legit. I got to see a couple goals, so it was fun. But okay, so my first up, got to go to the baseball team. I mean, I don't think you could drop a more perfect weekend of baseball for Arkansas. I mean, you basically quiet every single hater for everything. I mean, the starters did their jobs. All the position players played well. I mean, you got Zach Root, Gage Wood, Gabe Gackle, Parker Coyle, Landon Bilecheese. All these guys did phenomenal. You got Cam Kojal getting super hot, Ryder staying hot, Maxwell hitting the ball in the park. You got 6 guys in the lineup hitting 330 or better. Then your the new version of the Caboose Gang, 7, 8, and 9, they're all hitting 280 or better. And you forget, even though you say, okay, Iredale may not be doing what he was before, he's still leading the team in on base percentage. He's still at 455 on base percentage. I mean, it's hard to say anything negative about the team right now. I love the way we played.
Well, I'm right there with you on all counts. I'm like 10 out of 10. What's your next one?
Yeah, so my first down. So I'll kind of do what you did a couple weeks ago, Phil. First down is horns down. Sorry, Brian from Ozark, if you're listening, but the SEC just had a rough weekend with Georgia, Florida, Vandy, Texas, Mississippi State, Bama, all going down. Then you got Ole Miss, Tennessee, LSU, and OU playing for the lives today. And Matt says he doesn't root against anyone. Well, I do, and I'm rooting against all of them. So go Hogs!
I like it.
All right, I got my second one here, and it's watching Ryder Helfrich bloom as a hitter right now. It's not just to Ryder Helfrich. It's the process of watching somebody develop as a hitter. You remember watching Ryder last year, and his timing just looked off. Big hitch in the swing, big leg kick. Timing just always seemed to be a little bit off. And he went to work immediately when the season ended playing in the Cape and ditched the leg kick, ditched the hitch, and it's not like he showed up this year and was the hitter that we're watching him be right now. Because the thing with Helfrich is there'd been something about his inability to keep hard hit balls fair, just pulling it too much. And he's still a dead pull hitter, but he's keeping these balls fair, and he's making pitchers pay for their mistakes. This kid is an amazing athlete. I think he could play any position on the field if he chose to learn how to play shortstop. I think he could play shortstop. If he wanted to learn how to play center field, I think he could do that. You got to be a really good athlete to be a catcher, and you got to be a special kind of a ball player to be a really good hitter while you're a good catcher. You're not losing anything defensively from Helfrich. He's not the best catcher in the country defensively, but he's good. And he's turned himself into a really, really dangerous hitter. You get I think it's 7 players in this lineup with at least 10 home runs. If you drop that to 9, there's 8 players in the lineup with at least 9 home runs. Thomas hit his 9th yesterday. And for Helfrich to be the guy that moved from 8th in the batting order to cleanup over the course of this season, this is the most improved hitter on the team. And there might even be another level for him. He's got another year here at Arkansas. He's going to be the dude on this team next year. And the other level for Helfrich is showing that he goes the other way. He's still more dead pull and up the middle. There's still another step forward I think he can take as a hitter. And I bet you he takes it because he worked really hard to get where he is right now. Second down. I keep hearing this. Apparently ESPN is not very good at balancing commercial and game volume. Now, I don't watch the telecasts because I'm at the game. But I got a lot of texts and saw messages about the volume of the game very low, volume of the commercials very high. So they got to figure this thing out at ESPN. But guess what? We have the same problem here at ESPN Arkansas. We get texts about this all the time. Hasn't been fixed yet. The commercials sometimes blow you out, and the programming is a little bit lower. So maybe we can fix it here, and ESPN TV can fix it there. Go ahead, Matt.
Hey, second up goes to the Detroit Lions center, Frank Ragnow, 4-time Pro Bowl selection, 96 games for the Detroit Lions. He was a first-round pick in 2018, and he started 96 games. Now, he missed a couple games, but every game he played, he started. Loved watching that dude play, and kudos to him. But my second down goes to the dreaded turf toe. That's why he's having to retire at the age of 29.
What?
At the kind of in the prime of his career, if you think about a center, he would have 3-4 more years of really being awesome. And in the turf toe, he made a lot of money, but it's time to listen to your body.
That's horrendous.
Turf toe takes a lot of athletes out. That's for sure.
I remember seeing Jack Lambert get turf toe on opening day, 1984. I was 7 years old. One of the first, if not the first, Steelers game I went to. He played most of that season with it, and then had to retire.
That's what Frank did these last couple of years. Same thing.
Yikes! All right, Dr. Liggett, what you got?
Okay, so this is one of my favorite things from the weekend, and Phil, I know that you saw it, but last night. So every time, actually all of their pitchers, so every time they would come set, they'd have a little, if it's a right-hander, little toe tap with their left foot. And the crowd caught on to it after about halfway through the first inning. And so every time they'd tap their foot, the entire crowd would say, 1, 2, 3. And that carried on. So they throw 140 pitches or 150 pitches, 150 times the crowd did it. It was absolutely awesome, and it may not have, but it sure felt like it was getting in their heads. But that was really funny to see happen.
Yeah, I didn't pick up on it until I started hearing the crowd do it, and I try to be really, I try to be observant of even the little mannerisms a guy does. I think I must have been stuck on the pitcher's hair. Because it was maybe a little more than shoulder length, and I couldn't, I wasn't looking down at his feet.
He looked like the dude off of Workaholics.
Yeah, he kind of looked like the good friend that Peter lives next to in Office Space. Looked like that guy.
Peter Man.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
All right, you got a second down?
Okay. Yeah, my second down goes to Wright State for, I think it was the Friday game, no, maybe the Saturday game. Anyway, they had a no-hitter going. Cam Allen has a no-hitter going through 6, and then they pull him. He threw 77 pitches, and they pull him, and the reliever comes in, gives up a bomb, and Cam Allen had walked like 4 of the last 8 batters or something. But come on, he had a no-hitter. It's a regional. Let him throw.
I'm with you. I'm with you on that. It's just I'm not sure about what this kid's history was, or how many pitches he'd thrown in a certain game. But yeah, it's from automatically the minute that the next kid comes on and throws a pitch, the next thing you know, it's a home run. So
yeah,
might not have been the right choice.
Squeeze play. the Squeeze Play on the ESPN app, it's the red zone channel for college baseball fans. It was so much fun. I love that. You get to keep up with every game.
All right, my third up. I like Squeeze Play too, and I the coaches have it on in their offices. I'm sitting there with Dave before our interview, and we've got 3 or 4 games up at the same time. That's so much fun. It's almost like it's a little bit like the first day of the NCAA tournament, of the basketball tournament, when you have all those games morning, noon, and night. But this to me almost felt like it's an entire weekend of that, because it's just, nobody's eliminated after one loss, so you get more games. It's a heck of a lot of fun. Third up.
Yeah, it gets crazy watching it too, because you're paying attention to this one, then something happens down here, then there's something else up on this one. Yeah, it was cool.
Third up for me, Little Rock Trojans. Let's go. Let's go. I mean, I've worked for Little Rock no matter what. I worked for them for 8 years, calling the women's games. The first college athletic program I grew close to was UALR. UALR baseball had never won an NCAA tournament baseball game until this year. They were the favorites to make it out of the OVC last year as the OVC league champion in the regular season, and then didn't win the tournament. It's a one big league. You have to do it. I think Little Rock had come into their conference tournament losing 13 of 14 games. And then they end up sweeping through the OVC, and now they're 2-2. They won 2 games yesterday, including one. And you'd ask, Matt, is this David versus Goliath? This is the epitome. This is the epitome of David versus Goliath. This is LSU. What do they have? 7 national championships since 1991? And Little Rock, who had never won an NCAA tournament game until visiting the box. If you've ever been to Gary Hogan Field, it's minuscule compared to Alex Box. This is awesome. Let's go Trojans. Second down is Tennessee. Third down is Tennessee, because they're going down today. Wake Forest is going to be the winner. It's going to be Arkansas and the Demon Deacons this next weekend, Matt.
Let's go. Let's see. I got my third up goes to Michael Jordan. Has an exclusive golf club he's got going on. So he has his own golf course. A cool $250K just to join, and then your monthly dues are $20K a month. I mean, you got to have some cash to be a part of his club.
I would hope that it automatically includes a handshake and an autograph from MJ.
Man, that's exclusive right there. So that's pretty cool. Then I guess my third down would go to, I ate my third cheeseburger of the year yesterday. So I get
we give you one per month. So
I'm at 3 now.
I mean, it's only June.
Five Guys. It was a Five Guys double cheeseburger with onions, mustard, and fresh jalapenos. Ooh, it was delicious.
So there'll be another burger in July potentially.
Let's hope if we're around.
Dr. Liggett, what you got? Number 3.
My final up, just everything about the regional this weekend. The weather was perfect. I mean, you could not have drawn up better weather. It was awesome. The crowds were great. I know there was some talk that the crowds weren't that good, especially on Friday. But I mean, maybe in the bleachers in the hog pen. But those crowds were good, and it just felt electric. I mean, anytime that we get anything going, that crowd was all over it. It was just perfect. Couldn't have drawn it up any better.
I was really impressed with the Saturday crowd. Saturday night was electric. They did that was terrific.
Yeah, it really was. And if we would have hit, I think it was Aloy was up with the bases loaded. The crowd was really feeling it, and if he would have hit that place would have come unglued. But yeah, I agree with you. And my last down, there's a Duke player, AJ Gracia. He hits a home run versus Oklahoma State. And so Duke has a little prop where you wear a hard hat. You know how you come in the dugout and put the hard hat on. And so later that inning, another Duke player hits an RBI single. And Gracia still has that hard hat on. He takes 2 steps out of the dugout to congratulate the guy that just scored. And he gets tossed, because the rule is very black and white. If you come out of the dugout or out of the dugout with the prop, you're tossed. So I don't really fault the umpire for that, because that's such a black and white rule. But I get why they make it because it was kind of getting out of
That's
hand,
on the
but
coach,
maybe
man.
the pendulum's
Don't
swinging
you think
a little
so?
bit. Well, I just don't. I mean, the guy doesn't. The kid that hit the home run that came out that wasn't trying to show off or be anything. He didn't get to play in the next game, so he didn't get to play in the Super.
Remember when Steve Nash did that for the Phoenix Suns when they were playing against the Lakers, and there was a couple guys that took a toe, and David Stern wouldn't let him play, and you're like, come on, guys, because their toe stepped on the end line.
Can they argue that? I mean, can they appeal whether or not he gets to play in the Super?
What's there to appeal? I mean, if the rule is black and white, it's black and white.
There's no there'd be no props allowed in the dugout. If that's a rule, it's on the coach. You don't allow props for something like that to happen in that moment. That's 100% on the coach.
I almost think too. So you know how sometimes I leave the beer hat on my head because I forget it's there. This kid must have forgotten that the helmet was on his head. He didn't feel it anymore. Otherwise, he probably wouldn't have done it.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Well,
I hate it. I get the rule. I get the reason why. It's just kind of a bummer for him.
I do wish that some of the conversation about the regionals wasn't about the way that the teams are acting or how many buttons Georgia's got buttoned up on their jersey or Oklahoma State acting like Rock Riggio didn't play for them at some point. We talk so much about etiquette in baseball, and I'm guilty of it too. Sometimes the conversation should be more on the actual game itself. All right, Dr. Liggett, tell me about cosmetic dentistry. You guys do a lot of it at River Valley Smile Center, veneers, full mouth rehabilitation, and Botox.
Yeah, we really do a lot of cosmetic stuff. Both Dr. Johnson and I have both been trained in Seattle at a place called the Coyce Center, and we've completed the Continuum, which took me about not quite 10 years to get through all that. And I've just learned to do a lot of procedures and a lot of techniques that you're not taught in school, and people just either don't do because they don't know how, or just choose not to. And so it gives us an opportunity to do a lot of things that other people don't, and an opportunity to give you a great smile.
You can call River Valley Smile Center at 479-646-0706. They're online at rivervalleysmiles.com. You can schedule a consultation there. Doc, you can take us home, okay?
All right, come see us at River Valley Smile Center. When you come here, you become family.
All right, we'll do it again next week, a super regional edition. Join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, 877-377-6963. Back right after this.
Exclusive coverage at the Fayetteville Regional, presented by the Stadium Shop on Razorback, Arvest Bank, and Shelter Insurance agent Chris Dooley.
I mean, you couldn't ask for a better series than what we got right here.
Summer is finally here. Come check out Kofer's Boat Center's huge selection of boats with extra rebates for a limited time. Kofer's features low pontoons and fishing boats, Malibu and Axis wake surf boats.
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
Sandy White Perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse.
Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite. White perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Don't take less when you can have it all with Taco Bell's $5, $7, and $9 Luxe Cravings boxes. There's the $5 Classic box full of craveable faves. The $7 Supreme box for your swankier side. And the $9 Cantina Luxe box has a whole world of tasty indulgences, including the slow-roasted Cantina Chicken Burrito. Get Luxe for less with the $5, $7, and $9 Luxe Cravings boxes at Taco Bell.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and just getting started.
Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
Relax in our comfortable lounge. And when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
Roback's got the gear for your perfect summer days.
East Coast summers living on the run. Now the beachfront nights, fireflies and thunderstorms. Won't you kiss me, darling? Tell me that you're gonna stay. Yeah. Give me those East Coast summers, Maryland to Maine. Now the seaside.
Shop polos, hoodies, Q-zips, and much more in the American Summer Collection at Roback.com.
Roback made finding the perfect pair of pants or shorts much easier. They're a clean fit with comfortable premium fabric. They look great on and off the golf course. So shop at Roback.com for the Delta pants and shorts.
Get 20% off on your first order with the code RUSH25.
BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for all your sports betting action. Baseball season is in full swing and we're into the NBA and NHL playoffs, and BetOnline has more ways to stay in on the action with the latest odds, news, and scores, even live in-game betting while the games are being played. With the largest selection of odds on everything from the MLB, NBA, NHL, and UFC, BetOnline remains the best online source for all your sports wagering information. In between games, head over to the BetOnline Casino with all the top Vegas-style games, including poker and live casino. Bet online. The game starts here. Service fast. Central Hydraulics specializes in hydraulic pumps, cylinders, and custom-built solutions, so you can get back to work. Heavy machinery, farming equipment, construction rigs, if it runs on hydraulics, we've got you covered. Visit Central Hydraulics today or call 479-646-0471 for fast, reliable service.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Catch your medicine ball. Can you catch yourself when you fall? You should be careful. You catch my drift, cause what I really want to know is can you catch these bits?
Find Halftime on 99.5 in Northwest Arkansas, 95.3 in Fort Smith and the River Valley, 96.3 in Hot Springs and Central Arkansas, 104.3 in Harrison and Mountain Home, and everywhere on hitthatline.com. Join the conversation. Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 79 years. Home of the Lewis Guarantee. Now back to the hosts. Here's Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
I'll do a pretty quick segment here. I want to let you know that right now at BetSarrazin, the Razorbacks are the favorites to win a national championship. Plus 325, LSU's plus 500. LSU's going to have to win today against Little Rock in order to get there. All of that on your BetSarrazin app, Arkansas's favorite sports betting app. You can download it for your Apple iPhone from the App Store. Android users go to Google Play, BetSarrazin.com to type it into a web browser. And yeah, well, it's this. Remember, you got to be inside the state of Arkansas in order to use BetSarrazin. So those are a lot of Razorback fans that are putting their money on Arkansas, not just to go to the College World Series, but also win the thing while they're there. And I'm in a place where it's June now, Matt. It's like it's time to, if you haven't planned your summer road trips, well, you better get going. And I'm kind of in limbo at the moment because I got a few places I want to go. I want to go see some Major League games in a few spots. Go out and get lost somewhere. But right now, I'm thinking about a road trip to Omaha in a couple of weeks.
Maybe take a tour of Creighton's campus.
That's not. Creighton actually is located, if it's not downtown Omaha, it's adjacent to downtown. And they use their home ball, but they're the host. They're the host of the College World Series. I don't know if this is one of the years where there is the swimming time trials, the Olympic trials. I think that's at the CHI Center, the arena that the Creighton men's basketball team plays. But every 4 years, aren't the swimming trials, the Olympic time trials in Omaha at the same time that the College World Series is played? And there's always at the same time, and I love the name of this tournament. It's a youth baseball tournament. Every year occurs at the same time, and it's simultaneous with the College World Series. This tournament is called the Slump Buster, which is the greatest name for a tournament in the history of baseball. Let's break. We'll come back, wrap up hour number 2 in just a moment.
When you go to Subway, do you give them an extra $1 so you can get a long straw and get that tuna juice?
This is halftime.
Save up to $4,000 on select Buick Envisions at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The Buick Envision showcases inspired design with exclusive features in this 5-passenger SUV. Or drive the brand new Buick Envista, a stylish crossover for as low as $399 per month. These are limited time offers. Experience the new Buick at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith or online at harryrobinson.com.
A lot of life can happen between sips of Dasani. You know, the life moments, big and small, that are worth getting thirsty for. Like organizing a family movie night under the stars. Or hearing an old favorite song and having an impromptu dance party. Or finding a new dinner recipe that the whole family loves. The crisp, clean taste of Dasani was made for all of life's thirst-worthy moments. Dasani, because life happens between sips.
At Mosquito Joe, we're constantly looking for ways to make your outdoor experience better. That's why we always use the latest technology.
Technology? To get rid of bugs?
Well, most mosquito treatments only eliminate mosquitoes that are around when it's applied. But did you know, at Mosquito Joe, we use products that are microencapsulated, so they continue to work for weeks after our technician leaves your property.
Now that's pretty cool.
Yeah, at Mosquito Joe, we love making outside fun again. Advanced products, top quality service, and all done with a satisfaction guarantee.
Visit arkansas.mosquitojoe.com.
Family, that's what sets us apart. Crabtree RV Center, founded in 1950 by E.J. and Aline Crabtree, family owned and operated, serving Arkansas for 74 years.
I've been working full-time here at Crabtree RV since 1996 after graduating from the University of Arkansas, where I'm proud to carry on my grandparents' legacy.
I know if Mom and Dad could see Crabtree RVs today, they would be so proud.
Crabtree RV Center in Alma, making your family's dreams come true for over 70 years.
Largemouth bass will be spawning soon at ponds and lakes all over Arkansas and Oklahoma. One of the best lures to catch them on at this time is the famous Yum Dinger. We make them by the truckloads in Fort Smith in 3, 4, 5, and 6 inch sizes, and they are in tackle boxes of bass anglers all over the U.S. and all over the world. Wacky Rigging, the 5-inch model, can't be beat for spawning bass. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle stores all over the place. The Yum Dinger.
Summer is finally here. Come check out Kofer's Boat Center's huge selection of boats with extra rebates for a limited time. Kofer's features low pontoons and fishing boats, Malibu and Axis wake surf boats, Camus bass boats, and Kofer's has recently added the luxury line of Harris pontoons. Kofer's experienced professionals will answer all of your boating questions, and their award-winning customer service is second to none. Plus, they have the best boat storage option in town. Find them online at Kofers.com. That's COPHERS.com. Kofer's Boat Center, providing family fun since 1971.
Locally owned Lumber One can handle all of your building needs. They've built their business on having great relationships with everybody from contractors and builders to the everyday build-it-yourself. Lumber One is a full-line door shop to handle all of your door, window, and trim needs. And along with lumber, roofing and drywall products, attic wall and floor insulation is available. Lumber One also does blueprint takeoff with access to design services with estimates available. So go where the pros go. Lumber One, located on Industrial Park Road in Van Buren.
It's almost summertime. That means barbecues, graduations, weddings, and gathering with friends. River Point Wine and Spirits has all your favorite party supplies. You'll love our clean, organized store, full of all the best liquor, wine, and beer. At River Point, we're a family-owned business where customer service is always our priority. Your journey, our spirit. River Point Wine and Spirits, Grand Avenue and I-540.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963.
Love me two-time, baby. Love me twice today. Love me two-time, girl. I'm gone away. Love me two-time, girl. One for tomorrow, one just for today.
Welcome back into halftime, live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
All right, I'm told that the Olympic swim trials have moved to Indianapolis. Thanks very much. So we won't have that in Omaha if the Razorbacks are there or if they're not there. All right, I'm tired of this camera. This camera's thing just falls over all the time. If you want to watch us, the thing keeps falling over. There's nothing I can do about that. 877-377-6963 is our Lewis Automotive hotline. You want to take a call from Charlie while we're at it? We got him here. Charlie, how are you? Go for it.
What's up, Phil? Proud of the Hogs this weekend, man. I forgot to tell you, I am a little late today, better late than never, I guess. But I was going to tell you that, I know all these weird people have been doing all this calling people at night. Are you cool since the Hogs swept the weekend? Can I give you a call tonight to say goodnight, Phil? Are you okay with that? If I do that, are you okay with it?
Yeah, why don't we just plan? I'll listen to a radio show that you call in for. Does that work?
I understand. But no, Phil, I was going to ask you, look, I mean, we had some guys not even get on the field this weekend as far as pitching because we just played so well, and I didn't even think Creighton, to be honest with you, Creighton looked like a well-coached team. They didn't look like a bad team. We were on our game this weekend. And, you see all these teams, it's coming down to elimination games, and I'm just glad this year we're not the team going home after the first round, considering that the top two seeds are gone. And, Vandy for sure had been playing some good ball. I think Texas kind of fell off a bit, but I'm a little surprised at that. But you know what? Anything can happen. I am rooting for Wake Forest tonight, though. I don't know why Tennessee scares me. They just do. But I just want to put that out there. Y'all have a good one.
Thank you, Charlie. Yeah, Tennessee could scare anybody just because they're talented. Tennessee can scare anybody because when we use the word defending national champion, it's a different team than last year. But I think that they're also a little afraid. I think the Tennessee fans are a little afraid because they know that they've been a talented team that doesn't quite know how to beat other good teams on a consistent basis right now. Whoever it is that's coming in here is to beat Arkansas twice at Baum Walker. All right, now it's happened this year. A&M came in and won a series. Arkansas lost 4 home games this year at Baum. It's a tough place for a team to come in and win a series, whether it's Wake or Tennessee. I haven't watched any Wake baseball this year, so I don't know necessarily what their strengths and weaknesses are and how they compare. I saw enough of Tennessee to think Arkansas is just a more fundamentally sound team. I wouldn't mind if it's them. Great to hear from you, Charlie. Thanks much. 877-377-6963, the Lewis Automotive Hotline. Back for hour number 3 after this.
Come see Cody and the gang at Advanced Mechanical Performance. You can find them at 3201 Wheeler Avenue in Fort Smith. Need repair or service for your ATV or UTV? Advanced Mechanical Performance can do it all, as well as taking care of all of your power sports parts accessory needs. Give them a call today at 434-4161. That's 434-4161. Or stop by 3201 Wheeler Avenue. Advanced Mechanical Performance. It's what you should be striving for.
For years, Mosquito Joe has been the go-to service for mosquitoes, ticks, and fleas all across Arkansas. Making outside fun again for Arkansans is our passion. But over the past few years, there's been an increasing problem outside.
Fire ants.
Bingo. They're everywhere now. And if you've ever gotten to a pile of them, and I'm sure you have, you immediately know.
Outside is not fun.
Yep. That's why Mosquito Joe is now providing fire ant control. Just one more way Mosquito Joe makes outside fun again.
Visit arkansas.mosquitojoe.com.
Today is the day. After countless hours of research, cutting back expenses, and 9 months of anxiously waiting for her, today is the day you finally bring home your new car. It's also the day to protect her with an auto policy from Shelter Insurance. Our policies are competitively priced and include new car replacement coverage if anything were to happen to your new baby.
Call Ted McAvoy in Van Buren.
For 38 years, Mansfield Automotive Parts City Auto Parts has been trusted as your one stop for all your vehicle's needs. Heat draining your battery? Get a great deal on a Superstart battery and any of the products you need for the do-it-yourself upkeep of your car or truck. When you need work done, Mansfield Automotive Parts City Auto Parts does everything from oil changes, brakes, alignments, diagnostic work, air conditioning, and more. That's Mansfield Automotive Parts City Auto Parts in downtown Mansfield, open from 8 to 5:30 Monday through Friday until 1 o'clock on Saturdays.
Hey, this is Dr. Charlie Liggett with River Valley Smile Center. We dial 782-8940.
Coach Todd Holland, head baseball coach of the University of Arkansas Fort Smith Lions. I call 782-8940.
Stay cool this summer with a York High Efficiency HVAC unit. Or for more information on endless hot water and high efficiency tankless water heaters, give us a call at 782-8940.
That's 782-8940.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, plenty of sunshine. Our high this afternoon in the mid to upper 80s. Clear to partly cloudy sky tonight, overnight low in the upper 60s. On Tuesday, there's a chance of a few stray showers, so storms across the north. High temperatures mid to upper 80s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
He hit it over the video board. It's swimming with the fishes. Your home for Razorback baseball all season long right here. ESPN 95.3 KERX Paris Sportsman. The Bud Light Countdown is on. Arkansas football begins in 89 days. Coming to you live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Broadcasting on ESPN Arkansas and streaming on hitthatline.com.
We got a good one tonight. You got a team in here that could respect it. Oh, actually, if I'm all right. Well, can't they dominate? And we not doing it. We're going to go get one and celebrate on somebody else's field. Yeah.
Both said you had very motivational words at halftime.
It's halftime with Phil Olsen and Matt Jones.
From the bottom of my toes to the top of my head. What's my hot dog? Let's go, man.
The angles were so bad we showed them at halftime.
What they even one Razorback?
Like, what in the world were we thinking?
It's vintage Matt Jones. 1, 2, 3.
Call or text 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Olsen and Matt Jones.
All right. Back halftime today, this beautiful Monday. And the Hogs, the baseball team, man, they qualified to host a super regional. How you feeling? You know, the last 2 years, they, real similar type of results in the regular season the last couple of years and couldn't get out when you were hosting a regional. Now this year they did it and
got the little monkey off your back.
Probably, unit, they looked as good as they've looked all year, those 3 games.
Oh, I agree. And
what do we have, 11 home runs in 3 games?
Yeah, something crazy.
20
like that.
strikeouts in that last game. I mean, really, what was your favorite part of these 3 games? Was it game 1? Was it game 3? The way we closed it out.
To me, it was game 2 because that's such a crucial. I mean, they're all crucial, but
that was kind of our Achilles heel the last couple of years, right?
Yeah, you've got to win that game. Usually, the team that wins that game wins the regional.
So Zach Root, would he kind of be your player? Because of what he did on that game too, just setting it up for everybody.
Oh, he set the tone, man. Because that first game was kind of, you pitched well as a unit. You didn't hit as great as you'd want to hit, but you got the win. That second game, everything started to click. I mean, you got a good start out of Root, and the offense just put together some great ABs and hit some long balls. And I mean, that's what you want to see in the postseason. And you just hope that continues. I mean, baseball is crazy. The team that starts to heat up at this time typically is a hard team to beat.
We saw it work both ways. This year, Vanderbilt, what did Phil say? They're the first team to be the number 1 overall seed in 20 years, not to make or ever. Yeah.
And the reason they got it was just
because they won the SEC tournament but finished 4th in the conference.
Yeah, they won the SEC tournament,
but didn't Arkansas sweep Vandy at Vandy this year? I mean, it's kind of a weird. I mean, Arkansas, when you look at them unit, I don't know how many. I've seen them play live against Tennessee, and Tennessee's got some dudes. I mean, and I think Phil is right. They're very talented, but they just don't know. I think they're trying to be something they're not. Instead of they want to pretend to be buttoned up and pay attention to detail, but I don't think they do. But when you're talking about just the eye test, and I know a lot of people say the eye test, but when you look at these dudes, man, Arkansas looks like they're bigger, badder, faster. Like they look like they've had a couple more college off seasons than some of these other teams.
They looked fresh and they were focused, and they all were, present in the moment. They all had a good approach.
So who's your MVP? We want to know. Text us in. Call us in. Who was your MVP of the regional? I'm going Zach Root, the Game 2 starter, and what he did, just how important that Game 2 was. We got a vote from Hacker and Harrison.
I'm with Hacker.
He says Cam Koziel. Am I saying his last name right?
Koziel.
Cam Koziel. So he's your MVP. What did he do?
In Game 1, he pretty much carried the load for the offense when really not a lot of other.
He had some big hits.
Yeah, he started the scoring, and he homered in that game and hit a double. I mean, I think he had at least 4 RBIs in that game. So, and then the next game he homered again and had a couple more base hits, I believe. He jump started the offense when it's like you're kind of waiting for that one guy to kind of get everything kind of going for your offense, and he was that guy for Arkansas this weekend.
We had a lot of guys were playing well. I think we had a vote for Ryder Helfrich for player of the regional of those 3 games that Arkansas had. Player of the weekend, who was it? My vote goes to Zach Root, the unit. He's got Cam Koziel. And I mean, there was a, as you would say, there was a plethora of players that were just making plays. That we were picking each other up, and it was fun to watch. I really do think that it was at times Arkansas might be peaking at the right time.
Yeah, it did a lot for their confidence. I think anytime you.
What about the SEC Player of the Year? Does he get a vote? Did Aloy is he so good that we watch him and we kind of take him for granted that he just makes the routine play and gets a hit when he needs to? And would he be on your top 4 list?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, he could easily have gotten it too. But the thing is with him, everybody kind of like you said, they expect him to do. I don't know that they expect him to hit 2 home runs in one game, which we saw that from multiple guys this weekend. But I mean, you expect a great fielder, makes all the plays in the field, and really he is the most MLB ready player we have, without a doubt.
We got a vote. Chris in Springdale, Gabe Gackles, his player. He had 3 innings pitched in this last game here, and he had 7 strikeouts in 3 innings. That's dominant. Doug in Fayetteville, Ryder, another vote for Ryder Helfrich. He just continues just to soar. I mean, he's only getting better. It's so fun when you see players get better as the season goes on. I mean, just the confidence starts oozing out of your ears. It's really fun. What were your thoughts on Gage Wood? I know the announcers were making a deal about it because he was hurt. What has he only pitched like 2 or 3 games in the last 40 days?
Yeah, I kind of made the point before the game, like we need to see a good outing from him because it seems like he hasn't really had the chance to get in rhythm because of injuries or whatever. Not having great starts. He had everything going. The fastball was going. He had great movement. He was locating it well. And when he's on like that, he's hard for anybody to hit. He really just that one blemish he had was that 3-run jack that guy
one mistake they make you pay. So what are your final not final thoughts, but what are your thoughts? Because I listened to a little bit of the game whenever Aiden Jimenez made his start. And, I heard Bubba say how he was a little bit amped up.
Yeah.
Kind of maybe just a little too hyped up for it. Did it deter you? Like, are you still okay if you had to start Jimenez, or do you think now for the rest of the postseason, Jimenez goes back to a bullpen row?
See, Matt, I was wondering the exact same thing. If that was a one-time thing with him, I think you move him at the very least to your third starter.
So game 1, you're not bringing him in.
No.
You got a plan. Game 2, you wouldn't. You just have him, and if you need him, there's no way where you say, man, we could pitch if something happened. Well, I mean, if something happens, then you could bring him in early. But I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't know that I would trust him to start a super regional. But hey, you got the bullpen to bring in if you need it, but you just don't want that. You don't want the possibility of it to go kind of south in the first couple innings. Not saying he's pitched bad or anything, but you know what you're pretty much going to get out of Root and Wood. You know what they're capable of. I think with Jimenez not having many starts under his belt, I'm a little lenient. I think you can kind of get by with it against North Dakota State, but Wake Forest or Tennessee, you may not be able to.
We're going to talk a little bit of baseball with you. We're going to talk a little bit of some NBA with you. We got the finals are set. OKC, Indiana, 2 teams I think are kind of mirror. I mean, a lot of similarities in these 2 teams, the way they like to get after you. So that's going to be fun coming up. And then we want to know who is your MVP of the regional for this Arkansas team. We got a lot of different votes for a handful of different players. It was a total team effort, and there's really no wrong answer here. But who was your MVP? We got a phone call coming up.
Jeremy in Centerton.
Let's go, Jeremy from Centerton. What's up, bro?
Hey, good afternoon, gentlemen. Thank you for taking my call. This is kind of going. This isn't about my MVP because you guys have covered them all. I mean, I'm not gonna.
Right on.
You've got that covered. There's a lot of outstanding players that we can mention, but this kind of going along with that Gabe Gackle, comment and made the MVP. He's not the MVP, but I mean, because he had some shaky appearances, and I'm just kind of going with that. Is this Kihio? Vahiva's brother was like 0 for his last 18 at bats or something until he hit that single yesterday. And I'm just really hopeful, that he kind of comes out of that because he's been in a heck of a slump. Sincerely, I really want to see him break out. I know it wasn't a dominant single, but it was a base hit, regardless, right? Wasn't over the fence, wasn't extra bases, but I just wanted to mention that.
He got a hit in every single game, but he only got 1 hit. So I see what you're saying. Yeah, your DH, you kind of want a little bit more out of it.
Right. Yeah, I didn't realize I didn't watch all the games, but I thought that anyway. But I know that he's been on a bit of a slump for sure. I want to see him come out of it.
He got on base a couple times. He had a hit in every game, had a walk. He did have he had a double strikeout game one game, but you want a little. And hey, if that's what we're talking, if that's the worst thing that goes on in the Super Regional, I think we'll be all right.
No doubt.
Thanks for the call.
Thank you.
That's we got another phone call. Let's do it.
Zach from Mountain View.
Zach, what's up, bro?
Hey, how y'all doing?
Yes, sir.
I think Kahil Eloy he's really young, and I just like how he was doing under pressure. This is his first postseason, and I also like Gabe Gackle finishing it out. I know how hard that can be, especially at Baum Walker to finish out with everybody standing up and everything. I just like how he ended that last night.
Man, I did too. I really like Gabe Gackle's showing. I like Gage Wood. I mean, he did throw that one, but and then your boy Zach Root, man, I was really impressed with what Zach Root did.
Oh yeah, Zach's one of our best pitchers for sure, and it was just great to see him go out in the postseason. We really need that.
Thank you for the call. Hey, Unit, do we have another guest coming up, or is it just us for the next couple segments? I was kind of wondering because I didn't know if it was this next break. Anyways, we'll get to it. We're going to be back right after this. We're going to pay some bills around here and NBA talk, college baseball talk.
We got Connor coming up.
We got Connor O'Gara. A lot of college football talk coming up here in a little bit as well. So you guys stick around. We'll be back after this.
I think it's your girlfriend called.
Text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963. Lewis Automotive Group, home of the Lewis Guarantee.
Brady Slavens sparks this team to Omaha, and the roadshow continues for the Arkansas Razorbacks. A 4-3 win, come from behind style in the ninth inning. The Razorbacks dogpiling on the field here in Chapel Hill with their 11th trip to the College World Series, and you can call them the Omahas.
Listen to every Razorback baseball game on ESPN 95.3 and hitthatline.com.
Old Ford Days action begins Memorial Day, and the Old Ford Days official merchandise is ready for you at Jelco Outdoors. Ball caps, t-shirts, koozies, drinkware, and more. Check out the selection of cowboy hats, boots, shirts, and belts. Hot buys on Ariat and Wrangler jeans. Buy 2 pair and get a 3rd pair free, plus a free Old Ford Days rodeo cap with purchase. Go to the Old Ford Days Rodeo in style. Check out the Old Fort Days official merchandise at Jelco Outdoors in Fort Smith.
Forest Grid Incorporated, a company known for paying top wages and benefits, has immediate openings for equipment operators, pipe layers, concrete finishers, and laborers. For nearly 90 years, Forest Grid has built the foundations of the River Valley, and now you can become a part of that legacy. Apply now from any device at GoForestGrid.com. That's GoForestGrid.com. Do you finally want to get paid well for your work? Do you want to work for a company that treats you like family? Apply now at GoForestGrid.com. Forest Grid Incorporated is an equal opportunity employer.
Come see Cody and the gang at Advanced Mechanical Performance. You can find them at 3201 Wheeler Avenue in Fort Smith. Need repair or service for your ATV or UTV? Advanced Mechanical Performance can do it all, as well as taking care of all of your power sports parts accessory needs. Give them a call today at 434-4161. That's 434-4161. Or stop by 3201 Wheeler Avenue. Advanced Mechanical Performance. It's what you should be striving for.
It's almost summertime. That means barbecues, graduations, weddings, and gathering with friends. River Point Wine and Spirits has all your favorite party supplies. You'll love our clean, organized store, full of all the best liquor, wine, and beer. At River Point, we're a family-owned business where customer service is always our priority. Your journey, our spirit. River Point Wine and Spirits, Grand Avenue and I-540.
Who can you trust to sell your home for the most money with the least amount of drama? You need a team of agents with decades of experience, commitment, and of course, tens of thousands in marketing. I'm talking about the Limbird team. Tara Limbird, Limbird Real Estate Group, has sold over $1 billion in real estate. Tara's team can give you a cash offer in 72 hours, or use Tara's high-octane marketing to sell your home quite possibly for thousands over asking. Find out more at LimbirdTeam.com. LIMBIRD.
Superior Siding and Windows have been improving homes in Fort Smith and the River Valley for over 44 years. Whether your need is siding, vinyl windows, doors, or gutters, Superior Siding is the one to call if you want it done right the first time. Call 479-646-7888 for a free estimate. 100% financing is available, and Superior Siding has AAA rating with Better Business Bureau. Superior Siding, your first call, 479-646-7888.
The tires on your vehicle go round and round, but when they don't, go to Van Alma Tire. They have tires in their name. That's their specialty. Van Alma Tire is all about tires. They have all the name brands and private labels available for you and in stock. So when it comes to getting tires for your ride, it's worth the drive. And financing is available. Ask for details. Whatever your tire need, check out Van Alma Tires on Highway 64 between Van Buren and Alma. Ready to get you rolling on new tires at Van Alma Tire.
The Hit That Line Now app is ready for you to download from the Apple and Google Play stores. Sponsored by Taco Bell. Live Moss.
To be
Make sure to follow Halftime on Twitter at Hit That Line AR and on Facebook and Instagram at Hit That Line. Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 79 years. Home of the Lewis Guarantee. Now back to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
All right, back halftime, moving right along on this wonderful Monday. Championship Monday. Got a little more baseball going on as well. Got the NBA Finals set. Arkansas Razorbacks crushing it. Who's your MVP? A lot of votes coming in. Let's talk to Connor O'Gara from Saturday Down South for a little bit. Connor, what's up, bro? How's it going?
Going pretty well. You know, I don't get as locked into all things college baseball until really the teams get to Omaha, and the SEC inevitably has about half the field. But it sounds like life is pretty good at Arkansas right about now.
Man, you know, Connor, I'm with you there. I'll get in when they're at the regionals, and now they're going to host a super regional, and just watching them play as a team, and I guess you could kind of equate it to like when Alabama played Notre Dame about 15 years ago. Manti Te'o was there in the national championship game, and you could just look at the two sides and say, man, one of them has been through a lot more college off seasons than the other one. This Arkansas Razorback team, they just look bigger and stronger than when you just match the guys up.
Yeah, and look, that's got to be a nice feeling. It has to be a really nice feeling knowing that, because as I know LSU showed us with their regional struggles, that's not a given. That's not a given. You can't just show up to the ballpark and look the part. And I remember my brother played college baseball at Valparaiso, and I think his first real college moment where that sank in of how different it is in the SEC was actually when he played at Arkansas, and he had this realization of, oh my goodness, the SEC, they have a different way of college baseball, and that's evident to those across the country who consume the sport.
Hey, Connor, I want to get your opinion a little bit on a football topic, and it kind of involves Shedeur Sanders. And my thing is, he's a 5th-round pick. Why are we talking so much about him? But I kind of get it. What was your kind of grade on him, or how do you kind of see him fitting in, being able to play on Sundays?
I think it's going to be really tough for him to break through, just because when you're a 5th-round pick and there's just nothing really guaranteed to you, there is such a tougher climb to be able to make. And I get why people are obsessed with talking about him. If he had been a 3rd-round pick or even a 2nd-round pick, we're probably not talking about it as much. But because of the slide, the way that it happened, everybody is now eager to figure out, all right, is he actually someone that's going to step into a backup situation and do well, or is he going to be someone that just never really gets an opportunity, and that was the decision that was made on draft day. Unless you're a first-round quarterback, there's just nothing that's guaranteed to anybody that drafts you later, and that's going to be his issue moving forward in a really crowded quarterback room that still hasn't really sorted itself out. But I know that I'm definitely not taking anything from 7-on-7s, and I don't like to do that at the college level. I hate when people overreact to that in recruiting. I'm like, what is the point of this? This is not actual football that we're talking about here. But yeah, Shedeur is going to continue to drive headlines as long as he is in the NFL.
I know it's kind of. I was talking with Phil. I think it was last week. Kind of feels like a Tim Tebow thing, where it's like he was a 5th round pick. He's the 4th. Why are we talking about him so much? And then here I am talking about him so much. But I want to talk a little college football with you. And I saw a little bit of this 5+11 college football playoff model. Can you help me understand that?
Yeah, so the 5-11 playoff model for a potential 16-team playoff that would begin in 2026, it seems to be gaining legitimate traction, and there was a lot of talk at the SEC spring meetings that the 4-4-2-2-1 model, which would have 4 auto bids for both the Big Ten and the SEC, and then 2 auto bids for the Big 12 and ACC, with one highest-ranked group of 5 conference champ getting that other bid, and then the at-larges. The 5-11 model is more popular across college football because it's just highest ranked conference champs for those power conferences, highest ranked for seemingly a group of 5 conference champ, and then just 11 at-large bids. That would be the model that wouldn't necessarily alienate the Big 12 and ACC, neither of whom would like to just hand over twice as many auto bids to both the Big Ten and the SEC. And so there's this feeling, even I think, as you see among SEC coaches, of, well, 5-11 would be great. The SEC could have 6 teams in a 5-11 model, and they could be giving bids away if they stick to this 4 guaranteed bids in the way that could set up with less at-large bids at stake. Like last year was a down year for the SEC, but all those 9-3 teams in the SEC that have been crying about not getting into the playoff, they would have made it in with the 5-11 model with the 16-team field. So it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. It feels like that's going to dictate whether or not we get an 8-game or a 9-game conference schedule in the SEC moving forward. But yeah, it feels like there is going to be a real decision that's made, and the deadline being December 1st, it feels like we're going to get some clarity on that really soon.
What are you in favor of? Phil and I talked a little bit about if they're going to do an SEC Big Ten matchup where you can kind of I know there's the conferences aren't equal right now, but then that would essentially mean a Big Ten, that extra game, that'd be big time as far as playing 10, hard games, because you got to remember it's going to add another loss to it. Do you think the SEC goes to the 9-game schedule?
I don't, because I think they're only going to do it if they get the 4 auto bids. Mm-hmm. And for those wondering, well, why is the 4 auto bids a thing? Like, why is there such a push to be able to get that? Why do you hear Greg Sankey continuing to talk about it? And it's because administrators want guarantees. Presidents, athletic directors, they want the guarantee of that $1.3 billion playoff pie that is going to be up for grabs. And they want to make sure that in this new era of college athletics, wherein budgets are different than they were at any point in the history of college sports, they want those guarantees coming in each and every year. And so that's why there is this push to get as many of those bids as possible instead of having the potential variance. Do I think that there would ever be years in which the SEC would have less than 4 teams in a 16-team field? No, I really don't. Like last year, the SEC had 3 of the 12, and that felt like such a down year for the SEC. So, yeah, I mean, I think that we will eventually get to the 5-11. If I'm guessing, I think that will happen. I'd be okay with that. I want the sport to feel national, even though the way that national championships have played out in the 21st century wouldn't suggest it's a truly national sport. But I think that we'll eventually get the 5-11 model, but that would mean probably an 8-game conference schedule without those guarantees in place.
All right, I know it's way too early, and I just want to add, Notre Dame, do they make the playoff 12 this year? I know it's way too early.
I think they missed. And I think they go 10-2 with a loss to Boise State. And there are people that are looking at what Notre Dame did last year and assuming that because they're not playing in a conference championship game that they're a yearly lock to make the field. I don't think that's the case. If they had lost one more game last year, they weren't making the field at 10-2. Now they lost the one game that everybody is going to point to and say that's the worst loss of the playoff era for any team that made. Yeah, and like that was such an inexcusable thing that at the time it was hard to even wrap your head around an 11-1 Notre Dame team making the field, and then we know what they ultimately became. But I think they're going to miss this year. I think the schedule is a little bit trickier than it was last year, where they only had like 3 true road games last year. Georgia kind of has a similar thing this year, where it's only 3 true road games, the way that it sets up. Very odd that it's played out that way with a couple of the neutral site games. But, yeah, I think that Notre Dame could be in a tough spot. And we'll see what it looks like. A lot of defensive turnover. They've obviously got a new starting quarterback with C.J. Carr looking like he's going to be QB1 there. So we'll wait and see. But, man, I think that Boise State matchup is going to be really, really tricky. Even without Ashton Jeanty, they return a lot more talent than people probably realize.
And something that's going to happen a lot quicker is the college baseball championship in Omaha. Give me, I know, like you're kind of, like you said, I kind of jump in a little bit around now. Arkansas has just as good a chance to win it, hang a banner as any of them. Give me kind of maybe 1 or 2 teams that you're kind of pulling for that you got as the favorites.
If not now, then when for Arkansas, right? The field is already set up extremely well to have Vandy go down, to have Texas go down. Like, is this the time? That's what it has to feel like. If not now, then when? And that's what I'll keep coming back to. And for Arkansas fans that say, well, there's just always going to be that thing in the back of your mind after the way that things have played out. Obviously in Omaha, we don't need to go down that road again. But look what Tennessee did last year. Tennessee was the program that was never going to be able to get over the hump. And here Tennessee was last year as the number 1 overall seed. And the number 1 overall seed hadn't won at all since the first year, when Miami did back in 1999, I think it was, when they changed the seeding in the postseason. If not now, then when? I think that it happens this year for Arkansas, a team that's too good to stumble, and I think ultimately they're the ones that are able to get it done.
I like it. I like exactly the same. If not now, then when? Our team, they just they look the part. I always say you got to have some action superstars, and then when you watch Aloy play shortstop, he just kind of glides. Whenever you see a player that's just kind of gliding or making it look easy, it's because they're better than everybody else, and he really does look the part.
Yeah, Dave Van Horn's got to be considered one of the top coaches in big-time college sports without a championship. Mm-hmm. And that list is not particularly long.
Well, Division I think he won. Did he win a Division II or he won somewhere?
Yeah, Division II championship.
Yeah. I kind of put him as like the best golfer to not win a major. Like it's kind of right. He wins some turn, but hasn't just got that one yet.
Yeah, and we always talk about those guys in football because that list is a little bit longer. It's weird, in football. There's Steve Sarkisian and Dan Lanning and Brian Kelly and all these guys that have kind of not gotten over the hump, even though they've had really good teams. But baseball, it just kind of always feels like, man, eventually it's got to be your time. And with the SEC just rotating different teams that have won it all in the 2020s, yeah, why not now for Dave Van Horn?
Connor, man, we appreciate you joining us today, man. Thank you as always.
Yep, appreciate it, man.
Connor O'Gara, Saturday Down South, just bringing some knowledge, man. I feel like you get Connor on, you can talk about anything, and he always he always goes in depth a little bit. We got a couple phone callers before the break. Let's hit the phone callers unit.
Michael and Harrison, what's up, man?
I am here. I can now say I've been on the radio with Connor McGarrett, so that steps me up a little bit today.
That's right.
Yeah. Hey, after this weekend. Monday feels a little bit nicer, a little bit more special, in Arkansas. And as I've listened to you guys, I tell you, and you almost said it right out, Matt, about most valuable player, and everybody's voting for someone different. That's a good thing.
That's a great thing.
That is a great thing because everybody on the team, everybody's contributing. You just don't know where it's going to come from next, and that makes it really exciting. I love that Justin Thomas got back into, got his swing going again last night late. That was awesome. But I'm gonna shout out to for Maxwell. He he comes up in the first inning. You know, you just don't want to lose last night. You know, you don't want to go into Monday still wondering. You want to get it done. And Maxwell comes up in the first inning last night and hits that 2-run homer. Then he goes, I don't remember what inning it was. It was later in the game, but I think he went to a full count and then drove that sucker dead center, you know, maybe just a little right of dead center. You know, that's a hard ball to hit out of Baum Stadium. But so I'm shouting out to Maxwell today.
Those were clutch. I saw those last night, and I'm with you, man. Those were clutch, big time hit, and it alleviates the pressure, and then it's like everybody else kind of frees up a little bit when somebody goes up there and does well. I dig it.
Right. I got maybe one more thing, and I tell you, Wood is looking. He looks like what I felt like. You know, last year you're watching him pitch. He's a little young. He tended to get a little overhyped. You know, I could see that on that youth in him, and that has kind of gone away after he's come back, and he's been back just enough to seem like his best pitching is getting ready to happen. He was nails last night, except for that one little bit. I think he got a little stirred up. He was doing so well, and I just think he got a little bit jacked, you know, and it kind of got him a little bit out of sync. But once, you know, we had a little mound visit, he settled back in, and that curve slider, whatever they call it these days, man, that was working like I saw it, you know, early on when he came to Arkansas. And so I just think we're going to see the best of him, and we're going to see a team effort from that pitching staff, and just hopefully we can take it all the way this year.
Let's go, Woo Pig Suey. Thank you for the call. We got another one, Unit.
Jesse in Springdale. You there, Jesse?
Jesse.
I guess we lost him.
All right, Jesse. Call back if you want to. We're going to go pay some bills around here. Then we'll come back. And if y'all want to get in with us, please do. 877-377-6963.
Exclusive coverage at the Fayetteville Regional, presented by the Stadium Shop on Razorback, Arvest Bank, and Shelter Insurance agent Chris Dooley.
I mean, you couldn't ask for a better series than what we got right here.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's #1 mobile app for placing sports wagers.
In Arkansas, 7 out of every $10 placed on a sporting bet app is with Bet Saracen, because Bet Saracen offers more ways to win and more ways to get paid, and faster. Find your winners on Bet Saracen and look for my R prop bet specials. I pick them and you win them.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
Rock music invades the Creekside Amp in Harrison, Arkansas on Friday, July 25th with Saving Able. Tickets on sale now at CreeksideAmp.com and start at only $10. Saving Able with special guest Royal Lynn along with Heavy Record. Saving Able with Royal Lynn live at the Creekside Amp in Harrison, Friday, July 25th. Get tickets at CreeksideAmp.com.
You're listening to Halftime Live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
Need a new fence but not ready to pay all at once? The Fence Man, serving Fort Smith for over 40 years, offers 18-month financing so you can secure your home or office now and pay over time. Free quotes, custom designs, and the expertise to accomplish what most can't. Call 479-782-3936 or visit thefencemanAR.com. The Fence Man, he ain't afraid of no work.
At Wave Rural Connect, our mission's simple: improve the quality of life in our communities. We've expanded to several non-member areas to help new communities. If you live in areas near Altus, Branch, Coxville, Mountainburg, Murray, Spur, or Ozark, Wave Rural Connect may be available to you right now. Check availability online at signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Wave Rural Connect will continue opening new areas throughout 2025.
Doctors, nurses, and other medical professionals are just people. They've got their lives and families same as you and me.
But what happens when big hospitals and insurance companies ask too much of them and make them work too many hours without enough help? You can only stretch something so far before it breaks and people get hurt or even die. That's where I come in. If the healthcare system in our area has hurt you or someone you love, call me. Together, let's make them do healthcare better. I'm Phil Votaw, and you've never met a lawyer like me.
Experience Razorback football on the Hill this fall as quarterback Taylon Green, defensive stalwart Cam Ball, and the Hogs will be returning to action for great home matchups, including the August 30th home opener, the first ever matchup with Notre Dame, the Fighting Irish, on September 27th, and a matchup against Texas A&M inside Razorback Stadium for the first time since 2013. Secure your tickets online right now at ArkansasRazorbacks.com.
Up to $10,000 off on select GMC Sierras at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The GMC Sierra will conquer the road with confidence. Up to $10,000 off. Or lease the all-new 2025 GMC Hummer EV with hands-free driving assistance and go 0 to 60 in under 3 seconds for as low as $900 a month. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. We are professional grade. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
I want barbecue that's sliced thick, smoked long, and so tender it melts in your mouth. Sides that will fill me up like a twice-baked potato, baked beans, hand-cut fries, okra, Texas toast. You know what I'm talking about? A restaurant where the whole family can go and get a great meal for a great price. Where the owner actually comes to your table to make sure everything tastes great. I'll tell you what I want. I want Jerry Neal's.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Just like yesterday, I get on my knees and pray.
Listening to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones. Want to jump in the conversation? Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 79 years. Home of the Lewis Guarantee. Now, here's Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
All right. I like it. Bringing the who. Who's on first? What's on second? Nobody cares. The baseball Hogs are on first. That's right. They have to be the favorites. No question about it. Back halftime, myself, Christian Johnston running the boards, and we're just moving right along, having a good time today. We got a little NBA talk unit I want to get into with you since we're about done with the show for today. And anybody got any thoughts on who you got and how many games as far as Oklahoma City and Indiana? Let me hear it. 877-377-6963. Cecil, I believe, has the Thunder in 5, a gentleman's sweep. I also have the Thunder, but I have it going 7. I have it going all the way. That home court advantage there. It's advantage OKC, but I think these teams are very similar. They're both going to get up and get after you. There's too much talent out there for Indiana not to get a couple dubs. And I'm a Tyrese Halliburton fan. I think him and Jalen Brunson will be leading the USA Olympic team here in a couple years when the games are in LA. So I want to get your thoughts. And Unit, I want to start with you, and then we'll go to some phone callers. But who do you got and how many games?
So I wanna pick Indiana, but I think the way the Thunder are playing right now, they're tough and they can play defense and they can score. They go on droughts here and there, but their defense keeps them in the game. Indiana's similar to that, but I've kind of talked myself into an OKC finals. I think they're going to probably win it in 6, but I do think Indiana is good enough to get a couple games. If OKC gets this finals, gets this title, do you think they can turn into, the next Golden State, something like that?
The thing about, I think that they'd have to make a trade, and maybe you could see Kevin Durant come back to Oklahoma City. But if you want to see the Thunder continue, because other teams are going to continue to get better too. Wemby's going to get better. There's so much talent in the NBA right now. But when you have SGA, who is like the modern day Allen Iverson, he's a human cheat code out there. Like, you can't take the ball from him. Like his handle skill. Like when Kyrie Irving was in his prime, you couldn't take the ball from him. And Kyrie's a good finisher, but SGA is a little bit of a different type of player. I absolutely love his game. I think the next handful of years he's going to be a menace to stop. You got to think that the T-Wolves are going to get better. But, yes, they could be a dynasty in the fact where they're going to win a lot of ball games. They stay healthy. They've been drafting right. Either way, I do think this is going to be a fun series. You got another phone caller?
Yeah, we got Kevin and Rogers. You there, Kevin?
Hey, Unit, and hey, Matt, what's going on?
Yo.
Let's talk. Do the Thunder have home court?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it'll go 7. I think so.
That first game is going to be very important.
Yeah, I think it'll go 7, but I think the Thunder will win. I wanted to call and talk to you about baseball. Who are you rooting for today, Wake Forest or Tennessee?
Who do you think we have a better chance to beat? I think Tennessee's bats is what scares me a little bit. You can't. Whoever we play is gonna be good. I don't know enough about Wake Forest to say either way, so I'm gonna say Wake Forest.
Well, I believe they were in the College World Series last year, Wake Forest. I think they got a pretty good program. I may be wrong about that.
No, I think you're right.
But I'm with you. Here, I was thinking about this last night. I mean, everybody's like, "Oh gosh, we're killing it." And let's be, and I had called about the Kansas. I thought Kansas was better than they were, but they weren't. Obviously, they weren't. Creighton is, but Creighton beat North Dakota State by 1 run. That was their 4th game. I'm glad we're hitting the ball better. It is good, but they weren't SEC caliber low end teams. And I'm not talking about Mizzou. I'm talking about middle of the pack. I don't believe that Creighton team would finish in the middle of the pack in the SEC, in my opinion. I can be wrong. But I'm with you. I think it's a tall task to ask your team to take 2 out of 3 from Tennessee 2 series in a row. Mm-hmm. And I just want to get your thoughts on that, especially with the way they hit the ball. I mean, that would be a concern of mine if Vitella comes back to town. I would not be overconfident in that series because it could have, they didn't play great when they were up here. I don't think they'd make the same mistake if they beat Wake Forest.
Well, and some of those, as far as a team that put bat on ball, Tennessee puts bat on ball, and you might be onto something because it's not like we were striking them out like we were Creighton. Some of those, they hit, those were some hard hits. If they find gaps, you're in trouble.
It's just like, can you beat them 2 series in a row? So I'm with you. I'd like to play Wake Forest, but careful what you wish for. I think either way, we got to be ready to play. Hopefully the pitching keeps going. I'd like to see Matt Root pitch a little better. He seems to be kind of struggling. Gage looked great last night. You know, the one caller said after the mound visit he settled down. Actually, after the mound visit by Matt Hobbs, he threw the gopher ball over the middle of the plate. He cracked it out. But he pitched well. I like seeing all the guys hitting well. I mean, anytime he had 5 or 6 home runs in a game against a Power 5 team, that's pretty impressive. I mean, and they weren't just barely going over. We racked the ball pretty well last night, and even our outs were hard hit balls. So I'm pretty excited. I'm not ready to say that we're College World Series bound yet. Let's just see who we draw and how we play. That's all I got, guys. Have a great day.
Thank you for the phone call. And absolutely, man. Hogs look good. Hogs were putting bat on ball. They were getting strikeouts. They were kind of just doing what they wanted. And so hopefully we're peaking at the right time. And my whole theory is you get to a super, they're all good. It's like in the NCAA tournament, you get to a Sweet 16, they're all good. They're all hitting shots. They're all making plays. They're all playing with confidence. And so you got to go out there and trust yourself and go out there and get it done. I think they will. Let's go back, and if you want to get in with us, we got one more segment coming up, 877-377-6963, and let's go to a break.
Woo, pig suey there. I did it.
This is halftime.
It's Brad and Stephanie here, owners at Mosquito Joe. Stephanie, lots of people ask us how we ever got involved in Mosquito Joe. Tell them what you told me years ago when we first started.
I said if you figured out a way to keep the mosquitoes out of our yard without coating ourselves and kids with bug spray, then sign me up. And if this works, we have to share this with our friends and neighbors.
To this day, that's the mission of Mosquito Joe. It's our passion to make outside fun again for all Arkansans. Whatever's bugging you outside, we've got the solution.
Visit arkansas.mosquitojoe.com.
It's Kubota Orange Days at Gray Brothers Equipment with interest rates as low as 0% for 84 months and reduced pricing on all Kubota inventory. It's time for your new Kubota at Gray Brothers Equipment. That's Gray Brothers Equipment in Fort Smith and Poto, where if you pick orange, you'll never get a lemon. Now through 6/30/25, see Gray Brothers Equipment or go to KubotaUSA.com for more information.
Hey, Ty Richardson for JamMart. JamMart is always trying to save you money, and that's why they partner with Valero. Hook up your checking account to the Valero Pay Plus app, and you'll get 10 cents off a gallon, plus other special deals on holidays and more. JamMart and Valero, passing on the savings to you. Now available at the 3 Fort Smith Valero JamMart locations. JamMart, the leading gas station and convenience store in the region.
Fill her up, please. Superior Siding and Windows have been improving homes in Fort Smith and the River Valley for over 44 years. Whether your need is siding, vinyl windows, doors, or gutters, Superior Siding is the one to call if you want it done right the first time. Call 479-646-7888 for a free estimate. 100% financing is available, and Superior Siding has AAA rating with Better Business Bureau. Superior Siding, your first call, 479-646-7888.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging. The future of office printing is here with Xerox's Connect Key technology and cloud connectivity. Xerox offers seamless integration, top-notch security, and unmatched efficiency to help your business stay ahead. Don't miss out. Call us today at 783-6600 and ask about our special offer for a free Xerox color printer with many Xerox models. Dixie Digital Imaging, leading the way in office technology.
Hey, it's Phil Elson. James Teague with the Teague Law Firm is back for another season on Halftime, Fridays at 12:15. Sometimes families have disputes just like baseball teams. You need someone in your bullpen to help with guardianships, adoption, and child support. The Teague Law Firm is that go-to reliever, and they can help with criminal law such as traffic offenses, DWIs, and more. Call James and the Teague Law Firm at 479-877-1688. Online at teague-law.com. The Teague Law Firm. If they can't help you, they'll talk baseball.
He struck him out swinging.
Summer is finally here. Come check out Kofer's Boat Center's huge selection of boats with extra rebates for a limited time. Kofer's features low pontoons and fishing boats, Malibu and Axis wake surf boats, Caymas bass boats, and Kofer's has recently added the luxury line of Harris pontoons. Kofer's experienced professionals will answer all of your boating questions, and their award-winning customer service is second to none. Plus, they have the best boat storage option in town. Find them online at Kofers.com. That's COPHERS.com. Kofer's Boat Center, providing family fun since 1971.
The Solid Rock has been locally owned for over 46 years. When was the last time you were there? So much more than a bookstore. They have Christian t-shirts, church supplies, Bible studies, devotionals, home decor, gifts, and of course, a large selection of Bibles. And Bibles are engraved free of charge while you wait. Now, you can get custom laser engraving on select gift items and some Bibles. Located next to Sam's Club on South 74th, The Solid Rock is your source for faith-based books, music, clothing, and more. The Solid Rock, 452-4844.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963. When it's cold outside, I need the strength to stay alive. And when I'm in my home, I need the strength to be alone.
Welcome back into halftime, live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
All right, wrapping up halftime today. Been a fun Monday show. Been an eventful show. Was an eventful weekend. A lot going on in the world of sports last weekend. PSG Champions League. Nobody had that. That Kylian Mbappe, best player in the world, was at PSG, goes to Real Madrid, the team that wins that championship more than any other team on this planet, and then PSG wins. It was a dominant. It was a very one-sided affair. And then Unit, what kind of you watched the Three Amigos?
Yes.
And then you watched a little baseball. What was kind of your highlight of the weekend?
The Three Amigos, man, because I like to laugh. And
who's your favorite out of the three? Is it Chevy Chase, Martin Short, and
they were all funny. I think Steve
Martin, the other one, yeah.
I recognize
He's
him.
The father of the bride.
The Cheaper by the Dozen.
Cheaper by the Dozen.
That's kind of maybe a mid or a start of the 2000s when that movie came out. Maybe. It's just a really, really funny movie, and he's the dad. But I've never really seen him play just a goofy role like that. And man, I tell you, there's no. He's funny, man. He looked nothing like, an old Western type guy to me. Like, he had the white hair. Just he looks like a dad on Cheaper by the Dozen. He just doesn't. That's what made it so much funnier watching that movie, because he looked so out of place.
Well, that's cool, man. I still haven't seen it, but I like to hear your reviews on movies, and we'll have to get a good one coming up this week. I know you're into some comedies. Maybe we'll get a good comedy for you. Phil's genre is that 80s comedy. I mean, that would be where he's crushing it at. We'll get you to do Boondock Saints sometime this month. It'll be a good. There's definitely some funny parts in it, and it's a good buddy movie. So you'll dig it. Well, we've had a fun show today. I hope the listeners had a fun show as well. Special thanks to Mike Irwin and Connor O'Gara that joined us today. C-Unit, great work today. And we'll be back tomorrow with our regular scheduled programming. See you around.